Hey guys, this is Tim Shermack. If you're here for the High Hanging Fruit webinar, we're going to get started in about 2 minutes here. Just wanted to let you know that you're in the right place. If you're here for the High Hanging Fruit webinar, everyone who joins us for today is going to get a free copy of our book, High Hanging Fruit. I just wanted to let you know we're going to get started in about 2 minutes and you are in the right place.
All right, hey everybody, it's Mitch Broderick here. Just a reminder, you are in the right place. If you're here for the High Hanging Fruit webinar, you are in the right place. And I'm gonna give it, I see it counting up that we're adding more and more people. I'm gonna give us just about 60 more seconds for some of these people to join us, and then we're gonna go ahead and get started. So 60 seconds, and go ahead, if you don't have it already, grab a pen and some paper. You're going to wanna take notes. Again, everybody who joins us is going to get a free copy of the High Hanging Fruit book, and we'll tell you about how to do that. So we're going to get started here in just a few seconds.
All right, cool. Mitch, are you ready to go?
Yep, I am here. So yeah, let's get started. Thank you everybody for joining us for today's High Hanging Fruit webinar. Welcome. This is going to be a really fantastic use of your time. I just want to start off here with kind of a quick introduction before I hand it over to Tim. So I'm the one that you've been receiving a whole bunch of emails from and text messages. I've tried to get back to everybody as we prepared for the webinar. So you've been speaking with me directly. And I am super excited about everything Platform does. I joined the team of Platform about 7-8 months ago from a marketing background, and I also have a real estate background. I've actually been an agent, a full-time agent in Detroit and in Charleston, South Carolina before, and as such, I have I have implemented marketing systems as a realtor. So I've been a buyer on the buying end of real estate marketing, as well as now being certainly on the coaching and training side. And I actually met Tim through that many years ago as a real estate agent, where I worked with Tim and we implemented this high hanging fruit strategy while I was a full-time agent. And I have to say that, like, far and beyond anything that's out there, this system is incredible. The High Hanging Fruit book, the High Hanging Fruit, the process is one of the best marketing systems out there, because it plays on your authenticity as an agent, the way that you care about building relationships with people, and it's not about just building a business for the sake of getting a sale in. It's about building something that's sustainable and predictable. And so the High Hanging Fruit book is absolutely the best book out there for marketing for realtors, and it's kind of like the best kept secret. So I'm really excited for for you to join us for the webinar today. We're going to teach you a lot. We're going to tell you exactly what we do. So we're not going to just talk about all these successes. We're literally going to tell you exactly what we do, how we're getting our clients the results that we're getting. And I'll just add one more thing here is that while I'm an agent, real estate is in my family. My own brother and sister, I should say, own a small brokerage in Midland, Michigan, which is just a, regular, again, probably like 45,000 people. It's where actually Dow Chemical is headquartered. If you're familiar, I mean, it's a very big company. But they're working there, and they've actually been, while I've been working with Platform for 7 months, they resisted me for a long time, but I actually got them set up with the platform system, literally running an ad that we're going to talk to you about. We ran the HIP ad, which Tim will talk about. Literally for 1 week, they've got 38 leads as of right now, 15 of them full contact, and 2 appointments actually set from this one ad. And we're about to get, ramp it up even more. So I'm just really excited to be able to, have us share what we do with you and have you go out and build your businesses, playing on your authenticity, playing on building a sustainable business that's, respectable. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to turn it over to Tim Chermak, author of High Hanging Fruit. He's going to be delivering the majority of the webinar, and then I'm going to speak with you in the comments if you have some comments, because we're very excited about sharing everything with you and we want to be responsive. So Tim, I'll turn it over to you at this point.
All right, cool. Thanks, Mitch. As Mitch said, my name is Tim Chermak. I'm the author of High Hanging Fruit, co-founder, CEO, actually, of Platform Marketing. And everyone, just to be clear, everyone on this webinar today is going to get a free copy of the book High Hanging Fruit. No strings attached. It's not one of those like trick, gotcha, bait and switch things where you have to pay for shipping or anything stupid like that. Everyone, just no strings attached, as our way of saying thank you of joining us on the webinar, is going to get a free copy of High Hanging Fruit. The book High Hanging Fruit, I think, and I'm biased because I wrote it, but I really believe High Hanging Fruit is the most powerful marketing strategy for real estate agents. I've never seen any other marketing company out there, whether it's Boomtown or Commissions Inc. or Zillow or Realtor.com or Redfin or Real Geeks or Curator, all these other companies that, of course, we're all familiar with. I've never seen them get the results that agents using this high-hanging fruit strategy get. So everyone's going to get a free copy of that book. It is a 200-page book. It's not like, a bullshit, 15-page book, or it's not, a 20-page ebook. It's a legit 200-page book. And we're going to give that to you for free today on the webinar. So I'm going to dive into PowerPoint right now, guys, because what we're going to do on this training today is I'm going to show you some of these specific lead generation ads, some of these specific Facebook marketing strategies that are part of this high-hanging fruit system, so you can see how you can implement this and how you can start generating hundreds of leads a month using this high-hanging fruit strategy. The one thing I'll tell you about this webinar that makes it different from maybe other trainings or other webinars you've been on as a realtor, the one thing that makes this different is that this is an extremely tactical, practical webinar today, training. It's not theory, it's not a bunch of fluff. We're not just gonna talk about ideas for an hour. It's very grounded, very tactical. And so I'm gonna want you to take notes. I mean, it's that practical. We actually used to charge for this training in the past. So it will be the most practical webinar in terms of takeaways. You'll get tons of marketing ideas. And in this, we're actually going to share a bunch of videos and share a bunch of stories of agents of the specific ads they're running and how they've implemented this high-hanging fruit strategy in their market, so you can see how you can do it too. The average agent doing this is getting about 200 to even up to 250 leads a month. That's about the average. Like I said, that's the average. That's not me cherry picking the very best example I've ever seen. That actually truly is the average. Most agents using this high-hanging fruit strategy are getting somewhere between 200, 250 leads every single month, sometimes 300, sometimes 350. So like I said, I may be biased because I wrote the book High Hanging Fruit, but I really believe it is the most powerful marketing strategy right now for ambitious realtors. So let's dive in. So this first text I wanted to show you, this is a text that we got from an agent who's using this high hanging fruit strategy. The most important sentence is towards the end. I want you to focus on the sentence. This is a realtor who texted us, and he said, "My pipeline is full." That's the key phrase here. I mean, yeah, it looks like he got some listing leads, and it's going to end up being some buyer and listing sides, and like that's all great. But the most important part of this is my pipeline is full. That's what high hanging fruit is all about. So I want to start right away because I hate I hate how on a lot of webinars they somehow manage to talk for 45 minutes and not even say anything. It's just fluff right away. Let's dive right into the substance, guys. What high hanging fruit is? It's a contrarian marketing philosophy. It's not even really a tactic, and it's not even really a strategy. It's like a bigger picture level than tactics or strategy. It's really a marketing philosophy. It's a new way of thinking about marketing. So high hanging fruit is this, excuse me, high hanging fruit is this contrarian marketing philosophy in which we try to generate leads as early as possible in the sales cycle, not late in the sales cycle. So as early as possible in the sales cycle, when leads are maybe 4 or 5 or maybe even 6 months away from being ready to buy a house, or maybe they're 6 months away from being ready to go on a listing appointment and put a sign in their yard and sell their house, right? Most agents are concerned about what I call low-hanging fruit, right? The buyers that are ready to start house hunting this week, or they want the sellers who are ready to list their home this week, right? They want business that's essentially ready to go right now. And we want high-hanging fruit. So it's just the opposite of that, right? We want leads that are really early in the sales cycle when they're kind of just, casually doing some research, because that's the easiest time to generate a lead, because no other agents are paying attention to them when they're 3 months out or 4 months out or 5 months out, right? When all the agents start paying attention to them is when they're maybe 2 or 3 weeks away, because that's typically when they hop on Zillow and they inquire on Zillow for more information, about a listing, and then boom, they get, 25 phone calls from all the agents, that are buying those zip codes on Zillow, or, the same thing on like realtor.com, right? So we want to avoid that, because that's where all the competition is at the bottom of the sales cycle for the low hanging fruit. So really what we're doing here is we're trying to generate leads as early as possible in the sales cycle. Even when the buyer or the seller is, 4 months away, or even 5 months away, or potentially even 6 months away from actually being ready to buy or sell. If we can generate that lead that early, casually building some trust with them, building some rapport, getting, a back and forth conversation going, having a really casual phone conversation, naturally they get to know you, you earn their trust. And so when they're finally ready to start house hunting a couple months later, or when they're finally ready, to put a sign in the yard, here's the key. If you do this right, if you follow the high hanging fruit strategy that I'm going to reveal to you on this webinar, if you do it right, when the time comes a couple months later for them to list their house, they're not going to interview other agents. They're going to go with you because you've already earned their trust. They've been talking with you for 3 months or 4 months or 5 months, right? They're just not going to interview other agents. They're not going to go on Zillow and opt in. They're going to skip all that, and they're just going to go with you because you've already built trust. You've earned their business. So in this way, we're kind of like fishing upstream. We're going upstream in the sales cycle and trying to generate leads as early as possible when people are just casually doing research, so that when they get to the point where normally they would start interviewing, a bunch of agents, they're going to skip all that. They're just going to work with you because they've been in your funnel. They've been communicating with you for months and months, and so they're not going to interview other agents. They already trust you. You are their agent. So again, this text message, it's all great that they got a bunch of business, because yes, in this webinar, I'm going to show you some of the lead generation ads that seem to work really, really well in this high hanging fruit strategy. I'm going to show you all that. I'll even show you the specific Facebook ads. But what I want you to realize first at like the philosophical level is that we don't want low hanging fruit, because that's where all the competition is, right? All the competition is buying leads from Zillow. all the competition is buying leads from Realtor.com, or you're doing a bunch of Google ad spend, with Boomtown or Commissions Inc., right? That's where all the competition is. We want to create our own leads so that we don't have to worry about competition. So we have exclusive leads. So the most important part of that text is my pipeline is full. That's what this is all about, is building a pipeline so that you never have to worry about where your next closing is going to come from. I want to start with this quote. It's actually a quote from Jim Rohn. Your income is determined by your philosophy, not the economy. So whether or not we're in a booming market, buyer's market, seller's market, we enter a depression or a recession, whatever. It's all about what your philosophy is. And that's what high hanging fruit is. It's a philosophy of marketing. I think this is at a much bigger picture level than even like a tactic or a strategy. Because a tactic, right, is something like cold calling FSBOs or cold calling expireds. High hanging fruit is at a much bigger picture level than that, right? It's really a new way of thinking about marketing. So here's what we're going to talk about on the training today. What is this high hanging fruit? I'm going to unpack that a little bit more, share some more specific examples with you. That is one promise I'm going to make to you, is I'm going to show you as many actual real life examples of high hanging fruit ads and agents around the country that I've worked with, where we've set up marketing systems for them using this high hanging fruit philosophy. So I'll share as many videos as possible so you can kind of see what they're doing, how they're doing it, and how it's doubled their business. The reason I'm so excited about this is because when agents really get this and they really get what I'm saying here, like they don't just watch the webinar and they think it sounds cool, but they really get what I'm saying here and how this is so different from probably how they've thought about marketing before. When you really get it, it'll double your business. It's not going to grow your business by 10% or 20%. It'll straight up double your business. We have story after story after story of people that have doubled. In many cases, people have even tripled their business. In fact, I'm going to share multiple case studies with you in the training today of agents that have tripled their business. So I'm not cherry picking examples. This consistently happens over and over and over again. That's how powerful this is. That's why you can probably tell in my tone of voice, I'm really damn excited about this. This could change your career. It could change your life and your family's life if you could double your income, double your GCI, if you implement this strategy. So let's dive right into this. 4 reasons I believe this high-hanging fruit strategy, this platform strategy could double your GCI this year. First, as a side note, just some housekeeping, you might hear me use the phrase platform. You might hear me use the phrase high-hanging fruit. They mean the same thing. High-hanging fruit is the name of the book that I wrote about this strategy. But like sometimes I might just interchangeably use the word platform strategy. So I might say the high-hanging fruit strategy, or I might say the platform strategy. I mean the same thing. So the high-hanging fruit strategy, platform strategy, it's just the same thing. It's just different words that are synonyms, I guess, that I use interchangeably. Platform is just technically the name of the company, like the marketing company that I founded, where if you're interested, you could just hire us, hire Platform to do all this for you. So if you don't want to learn all like the advanced Facebook, strategies and advertisements that I'm going to show you on the webinar today, there's some agents who just decide to hire Platform and we just do it all for them. So again, on this webinar, if I say the platform strategy or I say high-hanging fruit strategy, I mean the same thing. Platform is just the company that I own where we just do all this for you. So I want to start with this quick video explaining how powerful this book is. And I want to remind you that if you're on this webinar, we are going to give you a free copy of this book, no strings attached, completely free. So this is Jonathan Garrick, and he explains how if you've read some of the books by Gary Keller, I feel like basically every realtor out there has read, like The Millionaire Real Estate Agent or The One Thing, all these books from Gary. Jonathan's really into those books, but when he read High Hanging Fruit, he realized like the High Hanging Fruit book was like the missing link in his business. This was like the next step where he got excited and he got, inspired reading some of the Gary Keller books. But the High Hanging Fruit was what allowed him to actually put it into action and see how he could generate all the leads he would need every month to actually hit his goals. So I'm going to show you this 30-second video talking about the book High Hanging Fruit as we dive in here.
It's Jonathan Garrick, real estate agent in Southwest Florida with Keller Williams Realty, and I'm here today to talk to you about the book High Hanging Fruit and the platform system. And if you've ever read any of the books by Gary Keller, The One Thing or The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, they give you the real big picture thinking on how to come up with a business plan and to grow your real estate business. This is the rocket fuel to that system to actually how to market your business and yourself effectively. So definitely, if you're interested in this book, pick up a copy and also contact Platform. It was one of the best business decisions I've ever made.
Cool. So again, everyone's going to get a free copy of the book High Hanging Fruit, no strings attached. It is a real book. It's like a 200-page book. You saw Jonathan like holding up a copy of the book in that slide. It is a real book. It's not like some BS 20-page ebook. It's a 200-page real book. This is just one example I want to show you. It's a 25-second video. This is Jose. He's not in Florida. He's in Colorado. So this works for agents all around the country. High Hanging Fruit actually quadrupled Jose's business. He has quadrupled his business since he started using this strategy. He went from 25 transactions a year to actually doing 100 transactions a year. And he doesn't even have a big team or anything like that. It's just Jose and his full-time assistant. So he went from 25 transactions a year to 100 transactions a year once he, read the book High Hanging Fruit and implemented this. So here's Jose's story of how he did that. So he didn't just double his business, like I said, he quadrupled it.
Hey guys, if you're still skeptical about High Hanging Fruit, let's just break down the numbers real quick. In 2013, I did 25 deals. I then implemented High Hanging Fruit platform so that you know. In 2014, I went from 25 to 50 deals. In 2015, I went from 50 deals to 70 deals, baby. And now in 2016, I'm making over 100 transactions so that you know. And now that I have my team in place in 2016, just imagine what I'm going to do in 2017. Make it a phenomenal day.
Awesome. So that's Jose. He's in Colorado Springs. I actually updated the book High Hanging Fruit after the initial print because I wanted to add his case study in there. That's how powerful it is. I mean, he quadrupled his business, right? So please grab a pen and paper if you haven't already. I'll wait just 5 seconds. I do talk fast, as you notice, because I try to wrap these up, these webinar trainings in about an hour. So it's not going to be a marathon, 4-hour webinar or anything like that. I do talk pretty fast so we can get through this material quickly. So please grab a pen and paper so you can take notes if you haven't done that already. Just a little bit about me. I'm going to take seriously 10 seconds to cover this. My name is Tim Sharmack. I'm the CEO of Platform, author of High Hanging Fruit. The first book I published, though, is Main Street Marketing. This wasn't written specifically for realtors. It was written for just any local brick and mortar small business owners. But what happened is so many, local entrepreneurs, so many small business owners read this book, called me. They were having great success. And what I realized were a lot of the people who read this book that were taking action and just getting killer results in their business, they were realtors. And so that led me to interview them, and some of them ended up actually hiring me as a consultant on kind of a more in-depth basis. And I worked with a lot of these realtors who had read that first book, and we created such insane, massive success, where I said we were doubling and tripling their businesses, that it led me to actually just write the book High Hanging Fruit. So High Hanging Fruit is a 200-page book where it's written specifically for realtors. And it kind of details all of my lead generation strategies, all of my follow-up strategies, all of my strategies that help you stay top of mind with your leads. So you're actually, not just generating leads, but actually converting those leads into closings. So this is a 200-page book that I wrote specifically for realtors. And I honestly think it's the most powerful marketing strategy today for agents. And again, everyone who joins us on the webinar, if you're listening to me talk right now, you're going to get a copy of this book for free. So let's dive into this and let's start talking about some of the Facebook ads and some of the strategies that we use to generate all these leads and to ultimately cultivate and convert these leads into closings. So the very first thing I usually talk about when I do trainings with agents is think about right now the framework or the paradigm of how you think about marketing and where you're investing your time versus where you're investing your money. Because those are really the two variables that go into any business plan. How are you going to spend your time and how are you going to spend your budget? Like, where's your time going? Where's your money going? If you think of the typical sales funnel, right, or the marketing funnel, it's like this upside down triangle, right? And it's widest at the top and it gets more narrow, you know, as you go towards the bottom, right? So if you think of the typical sales cycle or the sales funnel, right? This upside down triangle, it's widest at the top, and most agents, what they're doing is they're investing all their time at the top of the funnel, and they're investing their marketing dollars at the bottom of the funnel. So what I mean by that is, like, at the top of the funnel, to generate leads, to get leads in their funnel, right? They're doing things that are manual labor. They're investing their time. Like, they're cold calling expireds. They're cold calling FSBOs. You know, maybe they have a subscription to the RedX or, you know, to Vulcan 7, or, you know, they're renting lists from their broker or from, you know, whatever other company, right? They're calling expired listings. They're calling for sale by owners. And that's just manual effort, right? They're putting in the time to generate leads. So they're investing their time to get some fresh leads into their pipeline. You know, maybe they go to networking events, right? Maybe they're a member of the local group for BNI in their area. So they're going to those weekly, like, BNI meetups, passing out business cards, right? Just trying to get their name out into the community. They're investing their time to generate leads. And then with whatever marketing budget they have, you know, whether it's $1,000 a month for marketing or $200 a month for marketing, they're spending their money at the bottom of the funnel, you know, and they're buying leads. You know, they're buying, you know, leads from Zillow or from Realtor.com or, you know, from Curator, Boomtown, Commissions Inc., Real Geeks, Tiger Leads. You know, we can, YLopo, we can probably name like 50 other companies that more or less do the same thing, right? So they spend their time at the top of the funnel. They spend their money at the bottom of the funnel. The problem with doing it this way is because even if what you're doing is working, even if what you're doing by investing your time to generate leads is working, your time is always the inherent constraint on your business. So what a lot of agents do is, like, maybe you've gone through like the BOLD class with Keller Williams, right? And I mean, essentially what it boils down to is, like, make as many contacts, get as many touches every week as you can. And a really great way of doing that, if that's the stated goal, is like make a shitload of cold calls, right? So there's a lot of agents out there that are, you know, time blocking every day from 9 to 11 or from, you know, 10 to noon or whatever. And they're just making as many outbound phone calls as possible to expired listings, to FSBOs, you know, to their sphere of influence, asking for referrals, you know, things like that. And that's great, because up to a point, it works. Like, it totally works. Like, if you've gone through the BOLD program, you would probably say that, like, if you followed the advice that the instructors taught you, right, like, it works. But the problem is, it only works up to a certain point, because if time is the inherent variable, if time is the factor, if time is what you're using to generate leads, like, you're investing your personal time at the top of the funnel by making outbound cold calls or by door knocking or by, you know, networking, time is always going to be the constraint on the growth of your business, right? So if it's working, right, let's say you're making $150,000 a year GCI. Like, if you're making $150K a year GCI, you're probably already in the top, you know, top 1% of agents, because very few agents are even at that point yet, right? So I would say it's working. But the problem is, you can't scale that to get to 300,000, right? Because if you're already making 2 hours of cold calls a day, you're not just going to double your cold calls and start making 4 hours of cold calls a day. Because the reality is, you probably don't even have that many leads to call. And you can't make cold calls for 4 hours every day, because you have to actually have part of your day to be a realtor, right? Like, go on showings, go on listing appointments, being available to answer the phone, answer emails, you know, making offers and negotiating offers on behalf of your clients, going to inspections, going to closings, things like that. Like, you can't just, you know, make calls for 4 hours every day. So if you're spending your time at the top of the funnel and your money at the bottom of the funnel, your personal time, like how many hours you work, is always going to be a limiting factor in how much money you make in the growth of your business. So high-hanging fruit is really a revolutionary way of thinking about how you grow your business. So that's why I said it's really more of a philosophy. High-hanging fruit isn't just a tactic. It's really more of a philosophy. It's a new way of, like, thinking about marketing, right? So we're going to flip this. We're going to do the opposite of what most agents do. So with high-hanging fruit, we're actually going to invest money at the top of the funnel and time at the bottom of the funnel. We're going to invest our money at the top of the funnel to generate leads, so that the marketing system can cultivate those leads, And we're going to invest our time at the bottom of the funnel, so we only have to invest our time following up with warm leads that the marketing system generated for us. So when I word it like that, you realize that like this is actually the opposite of what most agents do. So again, high hanging fruit is about investing your budget, investing your money at the top of the funnel, generating leads, you know, using Facebook ads. And again, I'll show you some of the Facebook ads that we use to do this. So I'm not going to be all like cryptic and ambiguous and like hide it from you. Like I'll share with you these specific Facebook ads that work to generate leads. But we're gonna invest our money at the top of the funnel generating the leads so that we can invest our time at the bottom of the funnel actually cultivating and following up with the leads. And so a cool thing happens. A cool thing happens when you do this. You only have to invest your time following up with warm leads that your marketing system already warmed up for you. So not only does this work better, you know, to generate hundreds of leads a month and grow your business to the point where it literally doubles your GCI. Like, not only does it work to grow your business, but it also make you a lot more sane of a person, and you'll have a lot happier time running your business because you're only going to be following up with warm leads who actually clicked on your ads and registered and wants to talk to you, right? So this is how I've helped so many agents double their business, even when they thought they had reached max capacity. They're like, I don't see how I could do any more business. You know, I'm already so busy. I'm able to consistently solve that problem for agents that work with me. So I'm going to show you how to do it. This works especially, by the way, if you're on like a limited budget, because maybe you're thinking, well, I can't spend $1,000 a month on, you know, Facebook ads. I only have $200 a month in my budget. That's okay, because the cool thing is, at the top of the funnel, if you're running high-hanging fruit ads, lead generation ads that are specifically being shown to people that are 4, 5, 6 months away from actually being ready to buy or sell, the ads are much more efficient because you have less competition. All online marketing, whether it's pay-per-click on Google, Facebook ads, whatever, all online marketing functions on an algorithm using like an auction system. So when you're bidding for clicks, you're bidding against other people. It's kind of like an ongoing dynamic auction, right? And that's obviously influenced by the supply and demand. How much demand is there for those keywords? How much demand is there for those clicks? That's why high-hanging fruit works so well, is that the higher up you go in the sales cycle, if you're, you know, trying to go after people that are 4, 5, 6 months away, there's a lot less demand for those clicks. We're going to be like intentionally running ads to people that are just doing research. So even what some of the ads say is like, hey, if you're just doing some research, check out this free report. Or if you're just doing some research, or if you're thinking about selling your home in the next year, you know, here's 10 tips, or here's our free report. So even in the headlines we use in the Facebook ads, and when we're creating these marketing campaigns, we're intentionally trying to speak to people that are casually maybe 4 or 5 months out, and they're, you know, just doing research, right? Because if we set up the ads that way, no other realtors are bidding on those clicks. No other realtors are trying to grab those people's attention. So there's very little demand for those clicks. And if this functions on an, you know, an implicit auction system where there's very minimal demand, it's automatically a buyer's market because you're the only buyer, right? So unlike Zillow, unlike, you know, leadsfromrealtor.com, like what I call the low-hanging fruit, right? All those leads that are ready to go in the next couple weeks because they signed up on Zillow, and now boom, they're getting 20 phone calls from agents, you know, who are buying those leads from Zillow. You're in a market of one, and it's you. Like if someone signs up and they're still 4 or 5 months away, you are probably the only realtor they're talking to. They're not also talking or getting phone calls, you know, from 20 other realtors. So that's why this is so incredible. And because the clicks are cheaper, the leads are cheaper. You might not believe this, but I'll prove it to you over this webinar that our average clients right now are getting leads for about $3 to $4 a piece. And so that's how they're able to double their business. If you're getting leads for $3 or $4 a piece, let me just walk you through like the 4th grade math here, right? That means every $100 you spend, you're probably getting somewhere like 25 to 30 leads. Imagine how quickly you could grow your business if every $100 you spent on marketing, it directly brought in 25, 30 leads, right? So, you know, that means if you're spending $1,000 a month, you're probably bringing in 250 leads a month. That's exactly what I told you earlier, is most of the clients that work with us are generating like 250 leads a month. And so even if you have a terrible conversion rate on those leads, like even if you only closed 1% of those leads, it's still going to consistently add, 2 to 3 transactions, 2 to 3 closings to your business every single month. So that's just how the math works out, right? Our clients are averaging leads for about $3 a piece to $4 a piece. I wanted to show you this text because the person who texted me this, he got a couple leads that were already pre-approved for 400 grand. And so obviously he was pretty happy about that. But he texted me this and he said, it's easy. It really does work. But he's 19 years old. So this is a text from a realtor I got using this high hanging fruit strategy. And he's 19 years old. So he basically just graduated high school. And he's already using this high hanging fruit because he was on this webinar like you were. And he's on pace to make over 100 grand this year. He's 19 years old. His name's Keaton. He's in Wisconsin. If a 19-year-old realtor can make this work and make 6 figures, you can too. That's how powerful. That's how powerful the high hanging fruit idea is. So what I've observed over the hundreds of agents that I've consulted with, that I've worked with, like the various seminars, trainings I've done, the people that have signed up for, copies of high hanging fruit, is that most agents can get to about 30 deals a year, get about 30 closings a year just with straight up hard work. Just with hustle, by putting in the time, by making some cold calls, by doing open houses on the weekends, by being available in the office to get, some office walk-in leads, by responding to phone calls from their sign calls, by, asking their friends and family for referrals, just by being a good agent, just by answering the phone and being responsive to email, right? Just with common sense, just with hard work, by putting in the hours. I guess the word that people use now is hustle, right? Just with straight up hustle, most agents can get to around 30 closings a year. It's not 30 on the dot, obviously. Maybe it's 28 or it's 34 or 29 or 37, whatever. But in general, in the average market in the United States, what I see is most agents can get to about 30 transactions a year, but then they hit a plateau. And the reason I see it so consistently happen of agents hitting a plateau at about 30 deals a year is because that's when they literally run out of time, because they were using time to generate leads, whether they were cold calling or asking for referrals or going to networking events. At a certain point, you run out of hours in the week, right? So if you're doing, let's say, 34 transactions a year, and all of a sudden you realize, I hit a plateau, I want to grow my business, but I honestly don't have time, right? I'm already working, 50 hours a week to get these 34 closings a year. Obviously, if I explain it that way, if I was like, hey, if you want to double your business and you want to get to about 60 closings a year, 60 transactions a year, you can't just double the hours you're working. Because if you're already working 50 hours a week, what are you going to do? Start working 100 hours a week every single week? That's impossible, right? Even if you worked 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, that's still only 84 hours a week. That's not even 100 hours a week, right? So intuitively, most of us get that, yeah, I can't just double the inputs and then experience an automatic doubling of outputs, right? Something qualitatively has to change. So again, I see typically most agents hit a wall. They hit a plateau around 30 transactions a year because that's the point where the typical realtor, literally just runs out of time. They run out of hours in the week. So up until that point, their business has all been about hustle. It's been about sales, right? But after 30 transactions a year, it is not about hustle. It is not about sales. It's about marketing, specifically building a marketing system. So here's another example of a realtor who used this high-hanging fruit system, and he did exactly what I just described. He hit a plateau, and now he's gone from 15 to 25 to 60 transactions a year. So actually, I guess going from 15 to 60 is actually quadrupling. So here's another example of someone who's quadrupled their business using this high-hanging fruit strategy. And now he's since hired some assistants, and he's almost extricated himself from the business. And so he's making more money than he's ever made before, but he's actually doing less work. His name's Paul, and he's a realtor in Maryland.
Hey guys, Paul Gillespie team at Keller Williams Gateway. Before I met Tim and implemented the platform marketing system, I was selling about 15 houses a year. I'm 3 years into it. The second year, I sold 25. This year, I'm going to sell 60. And then next year,
Our goal is to sell 100. So the platform system is a real deal. I could not have scaled my business so quickly without it. Thank you.
So again, he hit a plateau, but it wasn't sales or it wasn't hard work that allowed him to bust through. It was actually building a marketing system that generated leads for him so that he could spend his time only following up with warm leads. If you do this, it will literally change your life. I can't make it much simpler than this slide, right? I can't make it much simpler. A lot of you on this webinar are probably already at that point where you kind of implicitly realize you've hit that plateau. Whether the plateau happened at 27 deals or it happened at 39 deals, typically around there is when we see it happen. And so this is the solution. This is the answer to get to the next level. It's not about hustle, it's about marketing, specifically lead generation. And so what we really want to do here is cut out the middleman. If you want to generate leads for $3 or $4 a piece, you're not going to be able to buy them from Zillow. You're not going to be able to get those leads from Boomtown or Commission Sync because all these companies are essentially middlemen. They are middlemen for Google Ads, right? This is what I sometimes like jokingly call like the Google industrial complex or the Zillow industrial complex, is that pretty much every real estate leads company or marketing company out there, like they sell you leads, right? So like you can hire Boomtown for a couple grand a month, or Sync for a couple grand a month, or maybe you're buying some impressions from Zillow, Realtor.com, YLOPO, Curator. There's tons of companies out there. They more or less are all the same thing, right? Essentially, they're buying clicks for you, and then they upsell it enough so they can make a profit on those clicks. But where are they all getting their clicks from? Google. They're basically just buying low and selling high, right? They're getting cheap clicks on Google, and then they resell those leads to you at more than what they paid for them, and that's how they make a profit, right? And that's awesome. Like, I love capitalism. I think capitalism is amazing, and so I'm not saying it's immoral or anything like that. Obviously, those companies have to make a profit too. But just realize that the entire business model of the real estate marketing industry, like every company I just named, they're essentially just a middleman for Google Ads. And so that's why leads are so expensive, is because we're all getting them from the same source. They're fishing out of the same pond, right? What would happen if you cut out the middleman? What would happen if you got your leads directly at the source and didn't have to pay, all these markups along the way? That's why I actually titled my book High Hanging Fruit, is I use the example in the book of like an apple orchard. Like if you buy some apples at like Whole Foods, you're actually paying a significant premium because factored into the price of the apples that you would buy at a grocery store, you have to pay like the distribution company, the trucking company. You have to pay for all the marketing costs at the grocery store, the employees who stock the apples and unload them from the trucks. You have to pay for, obviously, the taxes there. I mean, there's so many costs associated with getting those apples to you that you're paying a premium price if you buy something retail. What we want to do is stop paying retail prices and start getting wholesale leads, right? Where we are generating the leads, we're cutting out the middleman. That's what high hanging fruit is all about. That's how, we can get leads for as cheap as $3 or $4 a piece. There's some campaigns I'm going to show you in this webinar today that are getting leads for $1 a piece, where literally you put $100 into the ad, you will get 100 unique exclusive leads that are giving you their contact information. The way we do that is we cut out the middleman. And rather than using Google, because I want to avoid Google, Google's really expensive. We want to use Facebook instead. For any of you that have been in real estate longer than a couple years, you might remember, let's say 4 or 5 years ago, you could get, leads off of like Google pay-per-click pretty cheaply. Leads on Zillow were a lot cheaper 4 or 5 years ago because, again, Zillow is just getting all of their leads from Google traffic. Google was cheaper 4 or 5 years ago because there was just a lot less agents bidding on those clicks. It's basic junior high supply and demand, right? If there's a bunch of agents that want these home buyer leads, but there's a limited amount of leads, the price goes up, right? If the demand exceeds the supply, the price goes up. That's what we all learned about in middle school in our very first economics class, right? If demand exceeds supply, prices will rise. Well, what's happened in the real estate industry in let's just call it the last 5 years, is that if you look at America, in the last 5 years, basically the same the same ratio, the same percentage of people are buying homes today as were buying homes 5 years ago, right? So, approximately the same percentage of the population is buying houses as they were 5 years ago. But what's changed is that there's way more realtors now that are trying to get leads online. So there's way more realtors, buying Google ads or, trying to buy leads from Zillow or buy leads from realtor.com, but the same amount of people are online searching, right? So what happens then? The price goes up. Google raises its price, Zillow raises its prices. I mean, even if you weren't directly doing pay-per-click ads on Google, maybe you've just been buying leads on Zillow the last couple of years, that for the same amount of money, you're getting way less leads than you were with Zillow even just 2 years ago, right? So it's because there's just way more agents bidding on those leads. That's what I call low-hanging fruit. All the competition is fighting over the apples on the bottom branches. All the competition is fighting over the low-hanging fruit. So what we want to do is, while all the other realtors are fighting over those low-hanging fruit leads, buying leads from Zillow, we're going to bring a ladder and we're going to climb to the top of the tree and we're going to pick the high-hanging fruit. Because if you have the patience and the marketing vision and the courage to bring a ladder and set up your own marketing system so you can climb the ladder and just pick the high-hanging fruit at the top of the tree, there is no competition up there. You'll have all those leads to yourself, and you'll be able to consistently get leads for $3, $4 a piece. And when you do that, if you can consistently get leads for $3 or $4 a piece, your business can grow very, very, very quickly. So let's talk about some specific examples of Facebook ads that work to generate leads. First, I'll start out by saying, the reason we go on Facebook is because Facebook is the wild, wild west of digital marketing right now. Google was really the place to be 5 years ago. Like if you were doing Google pay-per-click ads and you were generating seller leads or buyer leads 5 years ago, you were probably making a killing because there was so little competition, so few people knew what they were actually doing, that if you got in early enough with Google, I mean, there's a lot of agents out there that they became millionaires just because they figured out Google before their competition did, right? Well, those days are long past. Right now, where Google used to be kind of the wild, wild west of the internet, right now, Facebook is the wild, wild west of online marketing. Facebook is where Google was like 5 years ago right now. Like, billions of people use Facebook, but a tiny, tiny percentage of people using Facebook know anything about the Facebook Ads Manager and the Facebook Ads system and how to actually run lead generation ads. Most agents I see, they're just, boosting a picture of one of their listings and, it might get some likes and comments, but there's no actual leads coming in, right? I'm going to show you how to get actual leads where, you put $100 into a Facebook ad and boom, out comes 25 leads, out comes 30 leads, out comes 35 leads, per every $100 that you're spending. There's even some examples where you're getting leads for $1 a piece, where we spend $100 on a Facebook campaign and you get 100 unique leads. So to make this work, the first principle I start with, if I'm doing like a consulting session with a client in person, right, is the first principle is that you have to provide real value to generate a lead. I don't know what it is about real estate agents, but I think that we've all forgotten this, that people in 2017 or in 2018 and beyond, right, they're not just going to give you their contact information for no reason. Like, no one clicks on ads and just surrenders their email address anymore just for shits and giggles, right? Most people are signed up for so many email newsletters and random email lists from random companies. They're just sick of it, right? People are much more guarded about giving up their email address and giving up their phone number. They're much more guarded now. They're much more cynical and skeptical than they were even just 2 or 3 years ago. Because most of us, if we're honest, like, we need to start unsubscribing from a lot of stuff that clogs up our inbox, right? So most agents really severely underestimate the difficulty of generating leads because they're not thinking about offering value to the leads. So if you have a pen and paper, write this down. Lead generation is as simple as offering something that's valuable in exchange for someone's contact information. Lead generation is as simple as offering something valuable in exchange for someone's contact information, right? I mean, honestly, it's seriously that easy. It's that simple. The problem is the reason that most agents aren't generating leads is that they're not offering anything of value, right? They're like, you know, hey, click here to create an account on my website and you can search for homes, right? It's like, well, why the F would I give you all my contact information just to search for homes on your website? I'm just going to go to Zillow, or I'm just going to go to realtor.com because they don't force me to register for an account, right? That's not an offer of value at all. Most agents just think that people are going to hand over their contact information like willy-nilly. I mean, that's not how it works in 2017 and 2018. You know, like people are guarded. So if you're going to convince someone to give you their contact information, you better be offering something really valuable, really interesting in return, or else they're not going to think that it's a fair trade. They need to feel like it's a fair trade. So, for example, if you're on this webinar today, right, it's because you signed up because I offered to give you a free copy of my book. That's an offer of extremely tangible, compelling value, right? I didn't just say, hey, join us for the webinar and hopefully you like it and you'll learn some stuff. Here, give me your name and email, right? Like, I know that I have to offer you real value if you're going to invest an hour of your time joining us for the webinar, right? So you have to offer real value. I gave you a free copy of my book, right? So, I mean, again, if you're just joining us, everyone who's on this webinar is going to get a free copy of my book, High Hanging Fruit. And if you're on right now, if you're listening to me talk right now, you are proof that this works. I mean, like, think about that. If you're on this webinar right now, you are proof that this principle works. I offered you real value and you are willing to give us your contact information because you wanted the book. I mean, I'm not stupid. I know that you guys wouldn't join us on the webinar today if I didn't offer some sort of bonus free gift like the book. Like, that's how marketing works, right? You have to offer real value. Most realtors out there are not offering any value in their advertisements, and then they act surprised when no one opts in and they don't get any leads, right? So the typical way that most agents are generating leads today, probably 99% of agents, this is how they do it. They drive someone to their IDX website, right? Like whatever website they have, whether it's, you know, Real Geeks, Boomtown, whatever, that has, you know, IDX so they can show listings on their website. And once someone is on their website for like 30 seconds, right, an automatic timer goes off, and then boom, a pop-up comes up and it says, hey, to continue searching for homes, you know, enter your name, email, and phone number here. Or, you know, or it asks you to create an account or whatever. And then it won't let you keep searching unless you create an account. That's pretty much how everyone generates leads. The problem with that is that's not a fair trade, right? That's not offering value to the person. Because what it really feels more like is a hostage situation. It's not a fair trade. It's like a hostage takeover. It's like, hey, you know, give me your name and email and your phone number or else you can't keep looking at listings. Like, it kind of feels like it's a rude interruption, right? And people aren't stupid, right? They're like, oh, well, that's weird. I don't really want to give you my name, email, and phone number, so I'm just going to leave your website and I'm going to go to Zillow, where I can just look at listings for free. Or I'm going to go to realtor.com, where I can look at listings for free and I don't have to create an account, right? So that's just a very ineffective way of generating leads because it's not offering value. It's not a fair trade. It really feels more like a hostage situation, right? So imagine if you actually offered something of value, how many leads you could generate. You know, most websites, what, you know, companies don't tell you is most websites convert at less than 5%. So if you've got, you know, Real Geeks website, Boomtown website, whatever, I mean, really any website on the internet, most websites convert about 2% of unique clicks. So if you're converting at 5%, you're actually doing over 100% better than the average website. But even 5%, that's terrible. That means that 95% of the people that were interested enough to visit your website in the first place, you're missing out on 95% of the leads. So that's just a terrible way of generating leads as a realtor. Like I said, for platform, what works is I wrote this book. It's a real 200-page book, and if you joined us on the webinar, you'll get a free copy of the book. Because that is something of real value, it works to generate leads. Just to give you guys like some inside baseball on this webinar, right? I think we spent about $1,000, and we had 250 people sign up that wanted a copy of the book. So I averaged, like myself, about a $4 cost per lead. You know, I spent $1,000 on Facebook ads. We got 250 people to sign up. And so I'm averaging about, $4 per every person who signs up. And that's an ad that's targeting the entire United States of America, right? I'm targeting all the realtors across the US. If you're running ads in a local market, like, you're in Wilmington, North Carolina, or you're in like Wichita, Kansas, or you're in Las Vegas, Nevada, or you're in like Waco, Texas, or Madison, Wisconsin, right? Wherever, you're going to have a cost per lead even cheaper than that because your ad is much more localized. I'm running an ad to the entire United States of America. And because the free book offer is such a good offer, I'm getting leads for $4 a piece, right? Because you're on this webinar because you wanted the free book, right? So imagine how much more effective it's going to be if you're only targeting your specific city. So by the way, a free book is one of the best offers I've seen work for realtors. I worked with an agent up in Minnesota named Debbie. And Debbie wrote a book about her market. And, it's not like a 20-page bullshit book. It's an actual legit book she wrote about her market, like how to buy and sell homes in her market. It's got chapters for buyers, chapters for people thinking about selling their house. It's got tips for qualifying for a mortgage, marketing strategies to get the highest price for your home. I mean, she wrote like a book. And then she offered the book for free in the same way that I kind of did on this webinar, where it's like, hey, sign up here, get the free book. I'll send it to you for free, no strings attached. Obviously, she knew as a realtor that anyone who signs up for that book, obviously, by definition of the fact that they signed up for the book, they're interested in buying or selling a house. And so she gets full contact info from all these leads with their address, their phone number, and everything because she's honestly asking, hey, tell me where to send your book, right? So it's not like a bait and switch or anything. It's like, hey, cool, I saw you signed up. Tell me where to send your book. And so she has, a landing page form where she's getting their name, their email, their address, their phone number, and everything so that she knows where to mail the book. It's been the best lead generation strategy that she's ever used. She's generated hundreds and hundreds of leads with it. It grew her business from doing like less than 10 transactions a year to 70 transactions a year because it's an offer of real value, right? Maybe you don't want to write a book though. Cool, film some videos. Film like a 5-part video series on the 5 most common mistakes that homeowners make when selling, and you customize it, right? So let's say you're in Madison, Wisconsin. You could film a 5-part video series. The 5 most common mistakes that Madison homeowners make when selling their homes. How to ensure that your home sells quickly and for the highest price possible. So film 5 quick videos on your iPhone. You don't need to get fancy. You don't need to hire a video production crew. But then you run a Facebook ad that just says, like, literally, here's the exact headline to use. If you're thinking about selling your home next year, watch these 5 videos before you contact a real estate agent. This is one of my favorite little language strategies to use when I'm writing like the headlines for the ads, is I use the phrase, get this before you contact a real estate agent, or watch these videos before you contact a real estate agent, or, download this free book before you contact a real estate agent. Because almost what I'm implying is like, you better get this free report, before you start talking to a realtor and they try to smooth talk you and they try to take advantage of you or whatever. Like, we're not saying that, of course, but it's kind of what's implied. And it's evoking like a sense of fear in the buyers and sellers. So they want to get your free report or your free video series or get your book or, whatever, because they want to make sure that they're making an informed decision, right, when they buy or sell a house. So this strategy works perfectly in the context of high-hanging fruit, because typically when someone's 3 or 4 or 5 months out, that's when they are doing research, right? They're probably not ready to necessarily talk to an agent or meet in person, but they want to get the research process started. It's not like, it's not like someone just hops online and they go on Zillow and they think, I think I'm going to buy a house next month, right? Like, that's usually something they've been thinking about for 6 months. But as real estate agents, we have this sense of like collective amnesia where we think that everyone starts looking, a month away or 2 months away, and that's just not the case. They've usually been researching for probably 5 or 6 months. So if we can get to them early in the sales cycle when they're, what I would call high-hanging fruit versus low-hanging fruit, if we can get to them when they're high-hanging fruit and offer some sort of offer of free information, whether it's a free report, a full-blown book, a free book, a free video series, and get them to opt in, we can casually build a relationship with them over time and earn their business before they get to the point where they would start interviewing other agents. So what works really, really well, like I said, is a video series. I've even used a multiple choice quiz. So this is one of my favorites. Rather than using, you know, a free report or something like that, because, you know, there's tons of people doing like free reports now, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. One thing that's always worked for me and my clients is we created a multiple choice quiz. And so quizzes are just kind of popular right now on social media, right? Like there's all these quizzes on like BuzzFeed, right? Where it's like, take this multiple choice quiz to find out which Game of Thrones personality you have. Like, you know, and then, you know, you answer 10 questions and then it tells you which character on Game of Thrones you have the most like similar personality to, right? Or for like the ladies, there might be a quiz on BuzzFeed that says, take the Disney princess quiz to find out which Disney princess you're most like. You know, there's all these just kind of fun, stupid quizzes that people take just because their curiosity gets the best of them, right? So quizzes are kind of just popular right now in our culture. So I thought, how could we apply this to real estate to generate leads for realtors, right? So I came up with the idea of a homeowner quiz. And the homeowner quiz is literally a multiple choice quiz that people click on this ad on Facebook to take this multiple choice quiz. The reason they take the quiz is to find out, could my home realistically sell in 30 days or less? Right? So rather than saying, hey, take the quiz to find out which Disney princess you are, right? What the Facebook ad says is like, attention, Madison homeowners, take the Madison homeowner quiz to find out if your home could realistically sell in 30 days or less. Click www.madisonhomeownerquiz.com, right? Or let's say you're in Waco, Texas, it'd be like www.wacohomeownerquiz.com. And so it looks like, you know, a legit, authentic multiple choice quiz. It doesn't really look like an ad, right? It's not bragging about you or bragging about your brokerage or anything like that. Like, you know, of course it has to have your contact info on there somewhere just for compliance reasons, but intentionally we don't make it look like an ad. It just says, hey, find out if your home could realistically sell in 30 days or less. You know, take the Waco homeowner quiz at www.wacohomeownerquiz.com. Or if, you know, you're in, you know, Fargo, North Dakota, it'd be like www.fargohomeownerquiz.com. And what I did is I actually wrote out a 12-question, 12-question multiple choice quiz. And it's a legit quiz, right? It's not like a bait and switch thing. It's like a real 12-question multiple choice quiz where I wrote out all the questions, and each question has multiple choice answers like A, B, C, D. And at the end of the quiz, they find out based on their answers if their home could realistically sell in 30 days or less. So here's some of the questions that are on that quiz just to give you an idea. It asks like approximately how old is your home? And like, you know, answer A is brand new. Answer B is, you know, in the last 5 years. You know, answer C might be in the last 20 years. And D is my home is older than 20 years, right? Like the second question might be, when was the last time that you updated your kitchen, right? And like A might be my kitchen is brand new. B would be my kitchen was updated in the last 5 years. You know, C would be my kitchen is updated in the last 15 years. And, you know, D might be something like my kitchen is older than 15 years, or I've never updated my kitchen, right? Like the third question might be like, what is the approximate age of your roof? Is it A, brand new, you know, B, etc. So the next question might be something like, when was the last time you updated your bathrooms? And, you know, the next question might be, does your house have a pool? And that one might be just a yes or no. So it's like, yes, it does have a pool. No, I do not have a pool. The next question might be something like, does your house have a fenced-in backyard, right? There might be a question that says, is your house a single-family home, a townhome, you know, a condo, or a mobile home, right? So there's 12 questions. And basically what we're trying to do is get an idea of what their home is like. You know, when was the last time that they updated this? When was the last time they updated that? When was the last time that, you know, they updated the flooring? You know, what kind of flooring? Do you have tile, hardwood, carpets, you know, whatever. And so by the end of this quiz, the person has probably invested 5 minutes of their time taking this quiz, right? And so after they've answered all these 12 questions, what happens is they get a pop-up that says, great, we've calculated your results. Tell us where to email your results. and then it asks for name and email. And the important thing there is that, yeah, like we recognize they probably don't want to give us their name and email, right? Because they're like, oh crap, I don't want to give my name and email to this, you know. However, they did just invest like 5 minutes of their time, you know, answering all these 12 questions. They want to see their results. They want to see how they did. So what we typically see is like 30% of people will give us their email at the end. And so, like, remember I said the average website converts at only 2% of the leads. This converts at, you know, upwards of 30%. So we're talking about you'll get 15 times more leads for the same amount of money that you're currently spending to waste driving clicks to your website, because it's only probably converting at 2%, right? This converts like 30% of traffic into actual leads. And because of how we word it, it says, hey, great, we've calculated your results. Tell us where to email your results. They want to find out if their home could realistically sell in 30 days or less. And so what do? They put their real accurate name and their real accurate email down. They're not going to put a fake name and a fake email, because they know that, hey, we're going to email you the results. Like, you can't put like a bullshit email. You can't put a fake email address, or else you'll never get their results. And so it pretty much solves once and for all. The problem of fake leads, fake email addresses, fake names. I mean, it's like an epidemic in the real estate industry right now of fake contact info, right? Like, you know, whether you're using Zillow, Boomtown, Commission Sync, whatever, that's something people constantly complain about is, you know, yeah, I'm getting some leads, but half of them are fake. You know, I call them and the phone numbers are disconnected. The phone numbers don't work. Or they put an email that's like fu@gmail.com, right? We basically solve that problem once and for all if we tell them that, hey, enter your name and email here, enter your name, email, and phone number here, and we'll send you the free report you want, or we will send you the video you want, or we'll send you your quiz results. Just tell us where to email your quiz results, right? We solve that fake problem once and for all because we're making it clear that, like, obviously you can't put a fake phone number or a fake email here, or else you'll never be able to see your quiz results, because we're going to email it to you, right? And so those leads come in, and they don't just, you know, have the contact info. It's not like you're only getting their name, email, and phone number. You're getting their contact info, and you're seeing how they answered all those 12 questions. So you're seeing the age of their roof. You're seeing if their house has a pool. You're seeing when was the last time they updated their kitchen. When was the last time they updated their bathroom. You're seeing the age of their home, what approximate price point they think their home is in. You're getting all this data. So it's almost as if these potential listing leads like filled out an application for you. You know, so it's not just their contact information. It's really like a seller. It's like a listing lead application disguised in the context of being a multiple choice quiz. So it's like a listing lead application disguised as a multiple choice quiz. And so it makes follow-up really, really easy, because when you follow up based on their questions, right? So you customize each person you're following up with based on how you see that they answer the questions. So like what I mean by that is, like, if you notice that that someone said, hey, you know, I recently updated my bathroom, right? Like it was done in the last year, right? When you email him, let's say the guy's name is Bob, you would email Bob and you would say, hey, Bob, just saw that you took the Madison homeowner quiz, and I noticed that you recently updated your bathroom. Were you thinking about selling your home this year, or just doing some research? Question mark. And so what I found works best is just like a 2-sentence email, like a 2-sentence follow-up email that kind of proves that you are a real person, right? Because that's people's biggest skepticism, I think, with online, you know, marketing online leads now, is they get follow-up emails and they're just pretty convinced that it's an autoresponder, right? Like when Mitch was emailing you guys, like leading up to the webinar, right? Like you were probably thinking like, hey, is this like an actual email or is this an autoresponder? And so if you replied and Mitch replied, you kind of realized that, oh, okay, cool. You know, like this is real. I'm actually talking with a human being. So I always keep my follow-up emails to just 2 sentences because it, proves that you're an actual real person, right? So when you follow up with a homeowner quiz lead, after they've answered the 12 questions, they gave you their name and email, right? You email them back, hey, Bob, I just saw that you took the homeowner quiz and I noticed that you recently updated your bathroom. Or maybe they had said that that they just recently put on a new roof or something, right? So you would say, hey, Bob, I just saw you took the homeowner quiz and I noticed that you recently put on a new roof. Were you thinking about selling your home this year or just doing some research? And that really flies under Bob's bullshit radar, right? Because he's like, oh my gosh, that's a real person, a real human being just sent me that email, right? And so he doesn't just open the email, he actually replies to it. He actually replies to it. Let me emphasize that again. He doesn't just open the email, he replies to it. Most lead generation strategies out there, whether it's, again, Redfin, Realtor.com, Zillow, Boomtown, whatever, they're getting you leads, but they're not necessarily getting you conversations. We want conversations, right? Because who cares if you get a bunch of leads, like a bunch of names and emails, if none of them are responding to your emails, or even worse, they're fake emails, right? We want leads that actually end up in conversations with you, where they're replying to your follow-up, or they're replying when you text them, they're answering the phone when you call them, right? And so how we do that is we send short and sweet emails that end in a question, like, hey, I saw that you took the homeowner quiz and I noticed that you recently updated your kitchen. Were you thinking about selling your home this year? ? That's a short and sweet 2-sentence email. And now he feels compelled to respond because he thinks you personally emailed that to him. He's like, oh, wow, this wasn't an autoresponder, right? And so he replies, oh, I'm just doing some research right now, right? But the point is he replied. 99% of the difficulty in converting leads is just getting that very first response, getting the lead to just reply, right? Once you get them to reply, it's all downhill from there. It's easy to keep the conversation going and get them to engage with you. So if you want more examples of some ads, just go to platformmarketingpdf.com and I'll send you 5 more specific Facebook ads that have been working really, really well. Yeah, it's at platformmarketingpdf.com. Obviously, this is an example of marketing. This slide is an example of lead generation because you're going to be willing to give an accurate name and email because you want that PDF. Right? Again, that's the problem that most agents aren't considering is they're not offering any value to the world. They're not offering any real value that someone would actually want to give their contact information for. We've found that targeting the healthcare community, another example of an ad is we target healthcare professionals like doctors and nurses because it's pretty nice when you get leads that are doctors and nurses or dentists, right? Because they typically have more money than the average person. They have a higher paying job. They're going to qualify for a good mortgage. Those are the kind of leads that you would want to be working with as a realtor, right? So we've had great success with some of our clients at Platform, like realtors that hire us. We'll set up an ad specifically targeting healthcare professionals. So the ad's literally only running on Facebook to, doctors and nurses and radiologists and things like that, right? And the ad is showing only specifically to them, and it'll offer, free information about how healthcare professionals can save money when they buy a house with, the various programs out there that are available to them, because many times they don't know about it, right? And so the ad itself doesn't have a picture of a house. It doesn't look like a typical real estate ad. It says, attention Madison healthcare professionals, or it'll say attention Waco healthcare professionals, or attention Atlanta healthcare professionals. Get our free report on, such and such programs of how, doctors and nurses and healthcare professionals here in Atlanta or here in Waco can save money when buying a home. And the actual ad itself is a picture of a nurse in her scrubs. Right? So it doesn't look like a typical realtor ad. And so these leads typically come in for not $3 a piece, but actually $2 a piece. The average client who runs this healthcare ad is getting leads for about $2 a piece, and the open rate on those emails is 70%. So we're getting real legit emails, and they are opening the emails, like high quality leads, like doctors, nurses, chiropractors, dentists, right? High quality leads. So that's another ad where we'll target specifically healthcare professionals. Like another one of my favorite ads is just offering a free informational packet about the top 10 home buyer discounts available. Because as a realtor or as a lender, you probably already know off the top of your head all of the various mortgage programs that are available in your area, right? Whether your state offers like a down payment assistance program, or obviously FHA is a federal program. The VA home loan program is available, obviously for veterans, who would qualify for a VA loan, whether they're active duty or retired. There's like the USDA, like rural development loan, which is like no money down. There's lots of even counties. Some counties have home buyer grants or discounts where they give people if they've had a hard time saving up, right? So there's all sorts of home buyer programs, mortgage programs out there. One of the best ways I've seen of generating leads is just create a one-page PDF of all the home buyer programs or mortgage discounts or mortgage programs. Just list them all out on a one-page PDF. You don't have to write a book. You don't have to even write a 5-page report. Just list off in a one-page report of all the home buyer programs that are available in your area, whether they're down payment assistance programs or even like the VA program, FHA, because a lot of people don't know about those. They're not professional real estate agents like you are, right? So just list them all out and then run an ad. Let's say you're in Oklahoma City. You might run an ad that says, attention Oklahoma City, I've created a free report of all the mortgage programs and home buyer discounts currently available in Oklahoma City. If you're thinking about buying a home next year, download this free report, to see all of the home buyer discounts available, right? This ad consistently gets leads for $2 to $3 a piece. So again, every $100 you spend, you're going to get somewhere between probably 30 and 50 leads. And all you have to do is write a one-page report of all the home buyer programs out there, right? So that ad works really, really well. Another ad I'll just share with you really quick, because I need to wrap this up. Another really, really great ad that's working right now is a pool homes list. We offer a free report of all the homes currently for sale that have a pool, right? And it's not that there's anything special about pools. It's not like, hey, we're trying to find all the buyers that want a pool home. There's nothing like inherently good about that, except for the fact that we know that most people buying a pool home are not first-time home buyers. They're going to be move-up buyers, which means if you're getting buyers who want to buy a house with a pool, the odds are in your favor that they're going to have a listing they need to sell too. So you're going to get a listing side and a buy side out of that lead. It's a double whammy. So I love this pool homes list. So let's say you're in like Lakeland, Florida, right? We'd create an ad like the Lakeland Pool Homes Report, and it'd be like www.Lakeland Pool Homes Report. What the Facebook ad would say is like, attention Lakeland, I've created a free list of homes currently for sale here in Lakeland that have a pool. You can get the free list here. And then we target it, to people in that area. So everyone's signing up, obviously, by definition of the fact that they clicked the ad and signed up, they're interested in buying a house with a pool, right? And so then we send them, an MLS link of all the homes currently for sale that have a pool. But again, it's not that we care or not about pool, whether a home has a pool or not. It's that we know that all the leads that are opting into that are probably also seller leads because they'd have a home they need to sell, because it's just extremely rare, right, that a first-time home buyer goes out and buys, a $300,000 house that has a pool, right? That just doesn't happen very often. So it's kind of like a sneaky, stealthy way of generating listing leads, right? Because the ad looks like it's focused on buyers because it's, offering a free report of homes that are currently on the market, but really it's kind of like a way of generating seller leads by proxy. So that's one of my favorite ads. That one's typically getting leads for $3 a piece. And what's cool is that those are listing leads too. So I'm running that ad for a lot of the platform clients around the country, and they love it because the lead quality is just super, super high. Most of the realtors that join platform, if they just, hire us to do all their marketing for them, like one of the things they say right away is like, wow, the biggest difference I've experienced is that like the lead quality, right? Yeah, there's hundreds of leads coming in, but they're actually replying to me. Like if I call them, they actually answer. And that's the most important thing, because if you're going to double your business, you can't just bring in a bunch of shit leads. Like You know, who cares if you're getting 200 leads a month or even 300 leads a month if they're all fake leads, fake email addresses, fake phone numbers, right? So this high-hanging fruit strategy, this platform strategy works because if you spend your money at the top of the funnel and you spend your time at the bottom of the funnel, you're only following up with warm leads. And so that actually allows you to build a relationship. If all you're doing is cold calling people all day, you're not really building a relationship. You're probably using like a sales script, right, where you're handling objections, right? And that just, it's not very fun, right? Even if it works, it's not a very fun way of doing business, knowing you have to cold call strangers every day for 2 hours that, I mean, let's be honest, they don't want to talk to you. That's why they hang up on you and they swear at you, right? With this high-hanging fruit philosophy, right, if we're running these high-hanging fruit style ads, generating leads early in the sales cycle, the only people you ever talk to actually want to talk with you because they proactively, voluntarily clicked on your ads and they voluntarily signed up. And so when they actually reply to the auto email that goes out or they reply to a text message, they want to talk to you. You didn't like trick them into anything. They actually want to talk to you. So over time, if they're 5 months away, you know, they'll just casually build a relationship with you because there's no rush. If you're 5 months away, there's no need to use some awkward sales script, right? It's just, hey, just be cool. Like, be cool, dude. Like, just casually build relationships with these people. And when the time is right, they'll want to work with you, right? Because like you've built a relationship with them. I'm going to show you like one more quick video here of the market update strategy. This is Brandon. He's a realtor in he's kind of like a northern suburb of Denver in Colorado. And he used what I call the high-hanging fruit market update video strategy, and it helped him land a $400,000 listing.
In 2016, my team's going to do over 40 lead gen deals. It's not just...
I want to emphasize that following this high-hanging fruit strategy, he did over 40 transactions last year, specifically from high-hanging fruit leads. So he's averaging over 3 closings every single month from using this strategy on top of all the other business that he's doing.
All about the leads. We're walking up to a listing I have where the owner saw me in a retargeting campaign through a market update video, and now I've got a $450,000 listing. This whole high-hanging fruit marketing campaign strategy, it really works.
Nice. I always like playing that video until the point where the dog barks. So what is the market update strategy, right? So he got this $400,000 listing from the market update strategy. What this is just once a month, you film a quick 60-second video at a local restaurant. And it's not like an ad for you. It's just a 60-second video where you go to a locally owned restaurant, so obviously not Starbucks, not Applebee's, a locally owned restaurant. And this is Brandon. So what Brandon would say is like, hey, it's Brandon. I'm here at such and such, coffee shop. Maybe it's a coffee shop. And he starts the video just by saying, this is my favorite coffee shop, here in Arvada, or it's my favorite coffee shop here in Denver. I love the mochas here. I'm a mocha guy. I get mochas wherever I go. And I just love the mochas here. They also have really good pastries. So if you haven't tried their cinnamon rolls, definitely try a cinnamon roll here. So if you ever find yourself in downtown Arvada, definitely check out such and such coffee shop. And so it's kind of almost like a promo for a local business. You're just talking about how much you love this local restaurant for the first 30 seconds of the video. And then you just say, anyways, here's what's going on in the real estate market. We're definitely in a seller's market right now, or we're definitely in a buyer's market right now. And then you just quickly talk about the real estate market for seriously 20 seconds. That's it. The whole video from start to finish with this market update strategy, the whole video from start to finish is just 60 seconds long. But it doesn't really feel like an ad at all. It's more so you doing a free little advertisement, you bragging about this local restaurant that you love, right? Because if you film this right, we run it as a retargeting ad on Facebook and we email it out to your leads as well via email. And so because you filmed it at a local restaurant and you're not just bragging about yourself, you're actually bragging about this local restaurant that you love, it kind of just feels like a local update, like, oh, cool, I hadn't heard of that coffee shop, or I hadn't heard of that restaurant. I'm gonna go check that out. And so it subtly, over time, positions you as being not just a realtor, but being the expert in your community, right? If you do this right, you can generate hundreds of leads at the same time without having to talk to all of them, because they see your market update videos, they see the retargeting ads on Facebook, they get the videos. That's what keeps you top of mind. So you could even have 1,000 people in your retargeting audience, right? You could have 1,000 people, and filming these market update videos keeps you top of mind. That's just one thing we do at Platform, is we edit all those videos for you. We set up the Facebook retargeting ads so that you don't have to learn how to do any of that. This is what I was talking about when I said quality over quantity, right? We want to actually build relationships with these leads, because that's what leads to closings. You know, if you're going to generate 200 leads a month, like, you have to actually have a strategy for cultivating them, or else you're just going to end up spending a bunch of money on lead generation, and it's not going to actually grow your business, right? So ultimately, this is about fishing upstream. It's about walking 100 feet upstream from where everyone else is, casting your line in there, and catching all the fish before they get downstream. So we want to catch all the fish before they ever get to the point where the other realtors are trying to fish for them, right? High-hanging fruit is fishing upstream. You have to provide value. You have to promote content that people actually want, whether it's a pool homes list, whether it's this homeowner quiz, whether it's, you know, a free report of all the mortgage programs available. By the way, guys, I see that some of you are asking about the book. I'm gonna get to that in like 1 minute, I promise. That's what this is all about, right? It's about promoting content that's valuable enough, whether it's a free report, a video, a free book, like we're doing on this webinar, right? Everyone who's on here is going to get a free copy of High Hanging Fruit in like less than 30 seconds here. If it's valuable enough, people will be willing to give their contact info for it. It's really that simple. It's just that most realtors aren't offering something valuable enough that's worth trading your name and email for. So as I said, here's where you can get a free copy of the book, High Hanging Fruit. Just go to highhangingfruitbook.com. It's not highhangingfruit.com, it's highhangingfruitbook.com. So just go ahead and sign up there, and you can get a free copy of the book. As I said, no strings attached, right? So I'm not saying that you have to, you know, pay for shipping. There's no secret charge. It's just totally free. highhangingfruitbook.com. Just go there, and you can sign up for a copy of the book for totally free. Once you do that, I want to share with you a couple more like specific practical examples of ads that you can run, Facebook ads that you can run, as well as some marketing strategies for how to actually implement this in your business. And then I'm going to share with you what Platform does, because maybe you don't want to learn all that stuff. Maybe you just want to hire us and have us do it all for you. We've consistently doubled and even tripled the business, in some cases quadrupled the business of clients working with us. And so if you want to just have us manage all this for you, we could double your business too. I'm gonna show you a quick video. This is Becky, and by the way, this is not a typo. Becky actually took action on the information that she learned on this webinar, and she added 17 million to her pipeline. So that's not a typo. It's not 1.7. It's actually 17 million to her pipeline after she hired Platform to manage all of her marketing for her. After this video, I'm actually going to share with you how you could get started with Platform on a trial. No strings attached. Just you could try Platform on a trial, just as our way of thanking you of joining us on this webinar. So check out this video and hear how she, like I said, it's not a typo. She added 17 million to her pipeline.
Hi, I'm Becky. I became part of Platform in January and became full-time with it about 6 weeks ago. I have my first closing in a few days with the Platform lead, and they're downsizing, so I'm actually also listing their home, which is over $1 million listing. So this is just one of the many leads that I have with Platform. I have over $17 million right now in the pipeline from buyers and sellers from now until probably next year, early next year, that are looking. Platform's been the best for me. It's the best, most successful thing that I've seen out there. the guys behind the scenes doing all of the back end things are just amazing. The support is phenomenal. Without them, I would not have the success that I'm having and will have on it. I'm very thankful to be part of the platform family. Thanks. Bye.
Awesome. So that's Becky. She's in Florida, and she just decided to hire a platform and have us do all this for her. And those are the results that she got. So again, if you want a copy of the book, High Hanging Fruit, it's highhangingfruitbook.com. And you can get that for totally free. Again, we're not going to charge you shipping. It's not like a gotcha. It's not a bait and switch thing. Like, we'll just give you the book for free. Highhangingfruitbook.com. I want to share with you now just a little bit about what Platform does, because again, maybe you just want to hire us to do all this for you. What I've seen is to make the most money possible as a real estate agent, you need to spend as much time in your day as possible being a real estate agent, right? This is a very simple observation that I think a lot of realtors overlook. If you want to make as much money as possible being a real estate agent, you need to spend as much time as possible every day being a real estate agent. So what that means is, like, you can't be spending an hour or two every day trying to set up Facebook ads. You can't be spending an hour or two every day editing your videos because you filmed a listing video or you filmed a market update video like we talked about, right? You can't be spending even 2 hours a day cold calling. I mean, I know there's lots of agents out there that are making 150 grand or you're making 200 grand a year because maybe you went through the Bold class with Keller Williams, right? And you're cold calling and you're highly committed to cold calling. That's great, but if you're spending 2 hours every day doing that or 3 hours every day doing that, that's 2 or 3 hours you could be out and about actually meeting with clients. Why wouldn't you just build a marketing system that generates the leads for you so it frees up time in your schedule to actually meet with those clients and, go on more listing appointments, go on more showings, actually be a realtor. If you want to make as much money as possible as a real estate agent, you need to spend more hours every day being a real estate agent, right? So this is why I started Platform. Platform is a marketing agency that actually specializes in working with realtors. So we're not like a software system like Boomtown is, or Commissions Inc. or Curator. We're really set up as like a traditional advertising agency. We're an advertising agency that just specializes in working with realtors. And what we do is we actually manage all your Facebook ads, all your websites, your landing pages, your email follow-up. We manage text messages going out. We set up retargeting campaigns, and we even edit all of your videos. So when you film a market update video or you film a listing video tour, our team will even edit all of your videos for you. So what Platform is, if I could describe it in one sentence, Platform is your personal marketing department. When you hire Platform, we're just going to do all your marketing for you so that you can focus on just following up with leads and going on more appointments, going on more listing appointments, getting on more showings so you can grow your business. We're going to handle all the marketing for you. We set up all the Facebook ads, all the landing pages. You don't have to learn how to do any of that. We do all of it for you. And if you're on this webinar, in about a minute here after this video, I'm going to share with you how you can actually join Platform on a trial month. And on that trial month, you'll see how powerful Platform is, because you'll probably get 200 leads in that first month. But let me show you this video of Danny. Danny is actually a realtor in San Antonio, and we've added almost $7 million to her business in sales volume. So we've added almost 200K in GCI to Danny's business since she first hired us. And her business has grown so much that her husband actually quit his job to join Danny's team because they needed more help because their business was growing so much. He was actually an engineer too. So Danny is making so much more money with Platform now that she hired us to manage all of her marketing, that it actually made financial sense for her and her family, for her husband to quit his engineering job and join her real estate team. That's how much her business has grown. It's pretty cool because Danny will say, in this video here, that now she's making way more money than she's ever made before, but she also gets to spend more time with her family. So this is one of my favorite platform stories. If you're interested in joining Platform, by the way, just go to platformmarketmap.com and just see if your market's available. We only work with one agent per market. We're really strict on that. Not just one agent per zip code, but actually one agent per entire market. That's why this works so well, is we're extremely exclusive. So I mentioned Danny here is in San Antonio. She's the only realtor we work with in the entire San Antonio area. Okay, so not just one zip code, but she gets the entire city of San Antonio to herself. So that's why, like, if you're interested in hiring Platform, you actually don't even have to schedule a sales call with us. Like, you don't have to do that. Just go to platformmarketmap.com and just see if your market's available. That's the first step. Is if you're even casually interested, just go there and find out if your market is still available or if we already have a client in your city. So check out Danny's story. And if you're interested, go to platformmarketmap.com.
Hi, I'm Danny Springfield in San Antonio. My platform story starts, I've been in business and real estate for about 5 years when I signed up. I was plateauing at about 13 to 15 million a year. I had another agent on board with me, but I knew that we could get a little bigger and do a little better. Most importantly, I wanted to do that in a scaled fashion. So signing up with Platform enabled me to build my business to about $20 million a year, but where I'm spending more time, I have 3 little kids, where I'm spending more time with them. My husband actually left his engineering job to join my team, and that has been such a godsend for our family. Our quality of life has increased dramatically, and we owe a lot of that to Platform. The biggest change has been the quality of leads, so you're not spending all your time chasing ones that aren't very good, and maybe even most importantly for me, has been that Platform, it gets me in front of my sphere for referral business so easily with very little effort on my part. So I'm a happy client. I'm happy to answer any questions you have, and I'm really just thankful to be part of the Platform family. Thanks.
Awesome. Again, so that is Danny Springfield. She's an agent in San Antonio. I mean, honestly, if you want to go on Google and look her up and just, ask her how Platform is working for her, go for it. We have many, many case studies I can share with you. So essentially, again, Platform is a marketing company where you just hire us and we take care of all your marketing for you. You don't have to ever edit your own videos. You don't have to upload them to YouTube. You don't have to put them on Facebook. We do all that for you. Like, we'll set up all your retargeting campaigns so you can stay top of mind with your leads throughout that high-hanging fruit sales cycle. We set up all the Facebook campaigns. We build all your landing pages. We split test your Facebook ads for you. We split test your landing pages for you. It's like having a full-blown marketing department at your disposal. Again, if you're on this webinar, we're actually going to give you a trial month. So normally we don't do this. If you go to our website, like, you'll not see anything there about any sort of discount or trial month. Like, we're just doing this because you're on today's webinar. So if you want to take advantage of that, the first step is just go to platformmarketmap.com to just find out if your market's available. I am very serious about that. We're strict on that. We only work with one person per city. So Danny there is in San Antonio. She gets the whole market. We have a client in Naples, and they get the entire market. It's not just one of the zip codes in Naples. It's all of Naples plus a 15-mile radius around it, right? So it's very exclusive. Like, the cool thing is you get your whole city, right? So imagine if you're watching this right now and you're in Waco, Texas, right? Like, you don't just get one zip code. You would get all of Waco plus a 15-mile radius around it. So imagine if you had that contract with Zillow. I mean, how quickly could you grow your business if you had like an exclusive contract with Zillow where not only were you getting leads from Zillow, but you were guaranteed to be the only agent that Zillow sends leads to in a 15-mile radius. I mean, imagine what a competitive advantage that would be. That's the opportunity you have right now, because Platform only works with one agent per city, like per entire city. So like Waco would be considered a city. You get all of Waco plus a 15-mile radius around it. Or if you're in Albuquerque, New Mexico, right, you would get Albuquerque plus a 15-mile radius around it. That's what makes this so powerful, is that because we only work with one agent per market, we focus on blowing you up and making you the most powerful, successful agent in your market. Like, all those hundreds of leads that we're generating every month, they go straight to you. You're not sharing those leads with other people, right? That's how, I mean, that's honestly the real reason that we have all these case studies where, we've tripled someone's business or we've doubled their business. It's because it's so exclusive. Like, they get their entire city to themselves, their entire market, plus a 15-mile radius. they get it all to themselves. So as I said, you actually don't even have to email us or call us or set up a sales call or anything like that. Just the first step is just finding out, hey, is my market available? And it'll take you 10 seconds, right? In the time I've been on the slide, you could have already signed up. So it's just platformmarketmap.com. All you have to do is go there, type in where you are, and we'll let you know if your market is still available. So that's just the first step. Even if you're casually interested and you want to take advantage of that trial month, just go to www.platformmarketmap.com and you can find out if your market is still available or if we already have a client in your area. Here's a cool video of Paul Wilson, and he's in Jacksonville, Florida, I think. And Paul is going to share with you that he's not just getting buyer leads from Platform, he's also getting listing leads. That's one thing I didn't mention enough actually in the webinar is that pretty kind of like the stereotype, I guess, in online marketing for realtors. The stereotype is that all it generates online is buyer leads, right? Well, Platform has kind of cracked the code on listing leads, and we're actually getting our clients a steady flow of listing leads too. So it's not just buyers, it's not just buyers who have crappy credit that need down payment assistance, kind of like the stereotypical internet lead, right? Platform is generating warm, qualified seller leads. So our clients are actually getting listings from the marketing that Platform does for them. So check out Paul's story. And again, if you're interested and you want to find out if your city is still available, just go to platformmarketmap.com. I think we have about 100 clients right now around the country. So if you think about it, like the odds are your city probably is available. There's obviously a lot more than 100 cities in the United States of America. Some of the huge cities are taken. Like we already have a client in Jacksonville. We already have a client in Phoenix. We already have a client in Wichita, Kansas, in Minneapolis, right? So some of the major cities are taken already, but honestly, we only have about 100 clients. So like more than likely your city is still available. So again, platformmarketmap.com if you want more information, if you want to just see, hey, for starters, is my city even available?
Good afternoon. Paul Wilson with Paul Wilson Properties, Remax Unlimited. Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. I was asked to give a short testimonial as to the success I'm currently having with Platform. It's been a few months now that I've been using the system and really implementing it into my daily routine. Since doing so, I'm on track to close a year, approximately 50,000 GCI greater than the previous 2 years. Most of my business since starting in 2000 has been basically referral driven, not really used much of the lead generation sites. So this has been a really new venture for me, and it's been absolutely amazing and wonderful. I have received over close to 250 potential prospects in my pipeline currently. But from the advertising and the videos, I've recently just secured a commercial listing and 2 other residential listings simply from people that have seen my video and have
I want to emphasize that again. He's not just getting buyer leads with Platform. He's actually getting seller leads with Platform. So Platform's getting him a steady supply of listing leads.
Currently. But from the advertising and the videos, I've recently just secured a commercial listing and 2 other residential listings simply from people that have seen my video and have reached out to me personally. I highly recommend Platform. I meet with a marketing person weekly that has been absolutely tremendous and uplifting and keeping me motivated and structured to achieve success. I look forward to many years with Platform, and hopefully next year I will see double to triple my GCI from the previous 17 years. Well, consistent years. So thank you for watching and have a great day. And if you're considering Platform, I highly recommend giving them a chance. Also, if you'd ever like to reach out to me to speak to me, please feel free to. Have a great day.
Awesome. So again, his name is Paul Wilson. You can look him up. He's consistently getting both buyer and seller leads from Platform. And he mentioned in there too, he actually has a weekly call with us. One thing we do with all of our clients that makes us so successful compared to other companies is that we do a one-on-one personal phone call with all of our clients every week. So it's not like a group coaching call where you hop on a conference call line and there's 100 other agents on there, right? It's a one-on-one personal phone call with us every single week. And we coach you on the marketing strategies. We coach you on how to most effectively follow up with the leads and convert them. And that's something that I think Platform is probably the only marketing company in the entire real estate industry that does that. Like, you don't get personal one-on-one coaching calls with any other company out there. But that's what we do, because our commitment is to actually double your GCI. Like, we're not really interested in, helping you add an extra 5 or 6 closings to your business. We want to legitimately double your GCI, because the more case studies and stories we have where we've actually doubled or tripled someone's GCI, it's a win-win. You're obviously happy and we're happy, because it makes marketing ourselves easier when we have all these stories of agents that are doubling and tripling their business. So that's why we do a one-on-one personal call every week. This next video I want to show you answers the question that I know you're probably thinking in your head right now. Hey, this all sounds great, but Tim, you've been talking about high-hanging fruit this whole time. Realistically, Tim, how quickly does this actually start working, right? Because you probably don't want to start a new marketing strategy if it's going to take 4 or 5 or 6 months to actually start working, right? Well, let me just answer that. It starts working right away. You will see well over 100 leads in your very first month come in, and you'll be setting appointments, right? So this video is actually Jeff Downing. He's a realtor up in Iowa. So I hope you guys are also starting to get a sense that this works for people in big cities, small towns, coastal, the Midwest, everything in between, right? Platform works everywhere. And these are the results that Jeff experienced in actually his first 30 days with Platform. He got buyers, he got listings, all inside the very first 30 days. So if you're wondering, hey, this sounds cool, I guess, but honestly, how quickly does it actually start working? Here's your answer.
Hey guys, Jeff Downing here. I'm in Des Moines, Iowa. As you can see, the corn's growing right behind me, so I am definitely in Iowa. Just hit my 30-day anniversary with Platform, and I want to share with you some of my successes. First campaign, first night it's going, and wake up, my phone's got a full contact lead. Name, number, address, and then down at the bottom, the most beautiful thing in the world says, yeah, I'm looking to buy a house in the next 90 days. We were able to get their home listed and get them upgraded in house. Both those houses went pending just last weekend, which is about $14,000 in GCI off my first day in my first month here in Platform. Also had a call, hey, love your video. We're looking to sell our house and upgrade. So just last night was on a listing appointment for $425,000. That's an at-bat I would not have had without Platform. I've also added literally hundreds of contacts into my drip campaigns and into my SOI. So that's been really, really cool. Finally, I love talking to my account administrator once a week. David, if you're out there, man, you're the best.
So notice again, he's talking about that weekly call. All of our clients with Platform actually get a one-on-one personal call with us every single week. It's not a group coaching call. It's a one-on-one call with us every week.
Really, really cool. Finally, I love talking to my account administrator once a week. David, if you're out there, man, you're the best. Love chatting with him every Monday. We can look at the effectiveness of the ads, my ad spend, and he's also helped me with scripts, when to call back, what to say, email returns. Just get rejuvenated to start the week after talking with David every Monday. So that's been my experience with Platform. If you want to know more, please look me up.
Awesome. So again, if you're interested, the first step in signing up for Platform isn't even really a step. It's just to find out, I guess, if your market's available. So platformmarketmap.com, that'll tell you whether or not we already have a client in your market or if your market is available. And the cool thing is, if you go there and your market is available, we can get started right away, and you can get started on a trial month. I didn't mention this before, I think, but the other really, really cool thing about Platform is that we don't have any contracts. We don't have any contracts. So unlike other, marketing systems or other like marketing companies out there, when you sign up for Platform, You don't have to agree to an annual contract. So there's not like a 12-month contract, or there's not a 6-month contract. We don't even have a 90-day contract. We are 100%, and I'm really, really proud to say this as the CEO of the company. Like, this is actually a matter of like personal pride for me. We are totally month to month. So we are a marketing company that believes in our product so much that we don't have any contracts. I mean, when was the last time that you signed up for a marketing service or a marketing system or a marketing contract, and well, it didn't have a contract, right? I just at a philosophical level, I guess, like philosophically, I believe that if we're a marketing company and I'm going to make bold promises to you that I think I can double your business, it's kind of hypocritical for me to lock you into an annual contract or to lock you into even a 6-month contract. Because what does that say about my confidence in this platform strategy if I feel the need to lock you into 6 months, right? So just philosophically, we don't have contracts and we never will. I believe that if what I say is true and that we can consistently double the GCI of realtors, we don't need to lock you into a contract, because if it's working, you would never quit. And so that's the cool thing about Platform, is we're going to offer you a trial month just for being on this webinar, but it's not like a bait and switch kind of like, you know, bullshit trial month like you might get with something like signing up for DirecTV, right? Where maybe you get a discounted rate the first couple months, and after you've been a customer for 90 days, like they double your, you know, monthly price and you start paying the actual full price. And on top of that, you're locked in for, 24 months. Platform isn't like that. We're going to offer you a trial month, but we have no contract. So you could literally quit in the first month. That is how confident I am that this could double your business, because it actually costs us money, of course, to get you set up. I have to pay employees to set up all your Facebook ads, to split test your landing pages, to edit your videos. We have a video editing team on staff where whenever you send us videos, we will edit all of your videos for you, right? And so that's how confident I am that this marketing system works, that we don't have any contracts. Because our clients are so successful, they don't quit. So we don't need to lock them into contracts because they don't quit. We only have one client per market, and so they realize how valuable it is that they're the only realtor in their entire city that'll work with us. So if we double their business, right, they don't have to worry about other agents getting envious and jealous of their success, and then the other agents hire us, and then now they have competition. It's like, no, we only work with them, right? They reserved their entire market because that's how we work. So not only are we market exclusive, we also don't have any contracts, not a 12-month contract. We don't even have a 90-day contract. There's no contracts whatsoever. So no contracts, no risk. If you want more information, or honestly, just to find out if your market is still available, go to platformmarketmap.com. Check out this video from Justin. This is one of my favorite stories. Justin's going to say in here at some point in this video, he mentions, this is so cool because, again, I'm the co-founder, CEO of the company, so I take this stuff personally. This is like really cool to me. Justin here, we've over doubled his business, but he says that this is the best business decision he's ever made, was hiring Platform to do his marketing for him. It was the best business decision he's ever made.
Hey guys, I'm Justin Liller with Rayleigh Realty at Deep Creek Lake, and I want to share my experience so far since joining Platform. Back in January, I flew down and met with Tim, and he showed me kind of the basics of Platform, which I implemented right away and saw some pretty good success with. So at the end of May, I became a full Platform family member. So it's been a little more than 30 days, maybe 40 days since I joined Platform, and I've seen some really incredible success. I'm picking up between 4 and 6 full contact information leads per day off of the ads that I run on Facebook. I can directly relate 3 listings back to my Platform ads that I've been running. They range anywhere from $150,000 to $800,000. I have had 2 closings from that. $175,000 closing and another at $850,000. And then I have a property under contract with some folks that opted into one of my ads at $1,550,000.
He's not just getting like $100,000, buyers from Platform. He's picking up $800,000 listings from Platform and $1.2 million buyers from Platform. So again, we're not just getting him cheap internet leads, that are, a pain in the ass to work with. He's getting $800,000, million clients from the Platform marketing campaigns that we're setting up for him. As he says, it's the best business decision he's ever made.
$175,000 closing and another at $850,000. And then I have a property under contract with some folks that opted into one of my ads at $1,550,000. So, it's an incredible value that they offer at Platform. The return on investment is going to be absolutely huge. And I could not recommend joining Platform anymore. Like it has been by far the best business decision that I have ever made. So I've been implementing the Platform strategy since January, but only been a full Platform member since the end of May. And as of last Friday, I had 2 closings last Friday. As of last Friday, for 2017, I've already exceeded my GCI that I had in 2016. So I have no doubt that this is going to become my best year ever. And I think that, if you follow the strategies that they talk about, it could be anybody's best year ever. You've got to film the videos, you've got to do the follow-up, and the buyers and listings will come. It's been incredible. Over the holiday weekend, I had 5 people walk up to me and say, "Hey, you're that guy from the Facebook ads, the videos. I watch all your home tours. I love it." And
keep in mind, he keeps mentioning he does videos. Most agents don't film videos, and they don't use enough video in their marketing and their remarketing strategy, because it takes time to film the video, and then they have to edit it, and they have to edit the video and put all the clips together and maybe add music, add their logo, and then they have to upload it to YouTube and upload it to Facebook, and it actually takes a lot of time. Platform clients film a lot more videos, and that's a part of the reason they're more successful, is because as part of being in the Platform family, we will edit all of your videos for you. We'll edit your videos. We will put the videos on Facebook. We create the video retargeting campaigns. We'll even upload the videos to YouTube for you and send out the videos to your email leads, to your database. So we handle all that for you. I mean, it really truly is like having a personal marketing department at your disposal.
It's that kind of stuff that maybe doesn't show up in your GCI right away, but over time it will, because people are gonna, when they're ready to buy, they're only gonna think of you, because you've built that trust and you've given them something to watch while they're bored at work or sitting at home, and they absolutely love it. So anyway, I can't thank Platform enough. I couldn't be happier. And if you're on the fence about this, just do it. You're not gonna regret it. Thanks a lot.
Awesome. So again, if you're interested, his name is Justin Liller. Go on Google, look him up. He'd be happy to tell you how well Platform has worked for him and how much it's affected him and his family. So if you want more information, or just to find out if your market is still available, platformmarketmap.com. Again, you don't even have to schedule a sales call or anything. Just go to platformmarketmap.com, and the first step is just finding out. Because we only work with one agent per market, and we're really strict on that, the first step is just finding out, like, hey, is my market even available, or do we already have a client in your area? So platformmarketmap.com. Here's a super quick video I want to show you. This is actually one of the top realtors in all the state of Louisiana. And this will just answer the question again. Okay, this sounds great, but how quickly does Platform actually start working? Because I can't wait 3 or 4 or 5 months for it to start working. I need it to start working the very first month, right? Well, this will answer that question. She has used every marketing system out there. She's used Curator, she's used Boomtown, Commissions Inc., Zillow Leads. I mean, she's done everything, and she said Platform is the best marketing system she's ever got. I mean, listen to her list off the number of like listings and buyers she got in her very first month. So this is Tammy. Like I said, she's actually one of the top realtors in all of the state of Louisiana. So she's kind of like used everything out there, all the marketing systems out there, and she thinks Platform is the best one that she's ever used. So keep in mind, all of these results occurred in her very first month using the Platform strategy.
Hey y'all, it's Tammy Montgomery. I just wanted to give you a quick update of what's been going on with my platform. I have been on there for about 30 days, and I'm in Shreveport, Bossier City, Louisiana. And from our healthcare ad, we have 2 pending buyers, and then I got a listing that's going to be a buyer. So that's 4 deals right there in 30 days that I'll have off the healthcare ad. And then off of the VA list, we have 1 pending buyer. So if you calculate the return on investment, and I have been on Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, Commissions Inc., Tiger Lead. I think I've done them all. And Curator and Platform is by far the best return on my investment. And if y'all need to reach out to me directly, you can find me on Facebook at Tammy Montgomery Real Estate Experts, or feel free to call me at 318-540-6108. Thank y'all.
Awesome. So again, I mean, Tammy's an experienced agent. To call her a top producer would actually be an understatement. She's one of the top agents in the entire state of Louisiana, and she thinks that Platform is the best marketing system she's ever used. So that's super cool. That's super cool to hear that. So if you want to find out if your market's available, platformmarketmap.com. And as I've said 100 times already, you can get a trial month. Not only do we not have any contracts, we're totally month to month. So you're not locked into, you're not locked into anything. Not only do we not have contracts, we're also going to give you a trial month. So you can start, with no contract, no risk on a special discount trial month. If you want more information, platformmarketmap.com. Here's someone who, again, I have case study after case study after case study. I mean, this Platform strategy really works. Here's someone who generated over 500 leads in just his first 3 months, right? So in just 3 months, these results occurred. In this video, you'll notice he's actually at a restaurant because he just filmed his market update video. So he just filmed a quick testimonial for us after he filmed his market update. So that's why he's sitting there at a restaurant. But I mean, we have so many of these case studies. I hope you're starting to realize by now that it's not a fluke. I'm not just cherry picking a couple testimonials. We consistently are able to double the business of the clients that we work with.
Hey guys, it's Micah Graskar from Hawaii Life Real Estate Brokers. I've been on Platform for about 3 months. I've got a little over 550 leads. It's just going great so far. I've tweaked some of the auto emails a little bit just to be more effective since I have so many leads coming in, and I can only see good things in the future. Currently, I've got 2 buyers in escrow and 1 listing in total worth $1.6 million. And then I've also got 6 pre-approved buyers that I'm working with that can go up to around $4 million. And the island that I'm on of Oahu is quite expensive, so I have no doubt that we'll get to around that $4 million mark. So I just got done finishing my market update video. These have been really successful for me so far. When you come and visit me, I'll take you over here. So comment on this video if you have any questions for me. Otherwise, aloha.
Again, when you add it all up, he has over 100K in GCI in his first 90 days using Platform. I mean, what kind of impact would that make on your life, like your family's life, if you added that volume of business, to your income? That's what Platform can do for you. So it's just so cool seeing story after story after story. Because again, I'm not cherry picking 1 or 2. We have so many of these videos of clients saying, hey, it doubled my business, or it tripled my business, or it added 50,000 in GCI to my business, or it added 150 in GCI to my business. It's just really inspiring, honestly, seeing these realtors that have just taken their business to the next level. So again, the reason it actually works is because we only work with 1 agent per city. So if you're in Des Moines, Iowa, or if you're in Wichita, Kansas, or if you're in Atlanta, Georgia, or you're in Nashville, Tennessee, or you're in Portland, Oregon, right? You would be the only person we work with there in a 15-mile radius. So it's not like you're just getting 1 zip code, you get your whole city. That's what makes Platform work so well. is that we're not also working with your competition, right? Like if you're with Boomtown or Curator, there's probably dozens and dozens of other agents in your same city that are using the exact same website, the same marketing system, right? That's why Platform has so many case studies where we've grown people's business, is because we're not also simultaneously marketing their competition, right? Because to me, it's kind of like a conflict of interest, right? So we only work with one person per city. You get your area plus a 15-mile radius. So if you're interested, platformmarketmap.com. Right now, I mentioned this before, but we have about 100 clients around the United States. So most cities are actually still available. We only have about 100 clients. So it's, you know, it's not like, hey, sign up and hopefully your market isn't already taken. Like, you know, more than likely your market is available, but we just want to check, right? Like before we even necessarily schedule a sales call, we just want to check and see, hey, is your city even available, or do we already have a client in your area? So you can check that out. You know, it'll only take you 5 seconds. Go to platformmarketmap.com. This is maybe my favorite story. This is Justin, who this year he had a month where he actually closed over 40,000 in GCI in 1 month, specifically from platform leads. So that was on top of all the other business and closings he got that month, you know, that were from referrals or from his sphere of influence. He had 40 grand in closings in 1 month just from platform leads. What's cool is that just 2 years ago, Justin was a firefighter and he was making like $40,000 in 1 year. Like that's, you know, pretty much what his salary was for an entire year. And so to think that he now made that in 1 month, that makes a massive difference for him and his family. I mean, it's I know it sounds cheesy, but it's changed his life. When you go from making 40,000 in a year to making 40,000 in a month, that literally changes your life. So this is one of my favorite stories because I just know how much of a difference it's made in Justin's life. I'd be happy to connect you with him too, by the way. His name is Justin Stewart. He lives in College Station. Here's his story.
Hey, it's Justin Stewart. I'm a realtor in Texas, and here's how I've doubled my business in 2017. About a year ago, I hired a company called Platform. Platform is a digital marketing agency that specifically focuses on Facebook advertising. Now, when I originally found Platform, I had no idea what real Facebook advertising was all about. I had no idea what A/B testing was and CPM and all those other terms, but I did know what GCI was. And I knew that the results that the Platform clients were having at the time was nothing short of amazing. It's something that I had to know more about. So I spoke to Tim, spoke to some of the other Platform clients, and after doing so, I realized that this was something that I had to be a part of. So I joined up with them, and my results have been nothing short of amazing as well. And I'm incredibly thankful for Platform, what they've done for me, what they've done for my family and my business. And to give you a little peek into what my experience has been thus far, next month I actually have almost $40,000 in gross commission income set to close from Platform alone.
Awesome. So again, if you're interested in more information, platformmarketmap.com. I'm not going to show you this whole video because this one gets a little bit long, but this is Rodney. He was actually a brand new realtor. Rodney's actually a pastor. And so he's doing real estate on the side just to help make, you know, some extra income. And he's a pastor. And here's the results that Rodney got in just the first couple weeks that he was using Platform. So again, platformmarketmap.com if you want to like request more information. But this is the results that he got in his first couple weeks.
Hey, my name is Rodney Michael, and I'm an agent here in Wichita, Kansas, working with Platinum Realty, and I want to tell you about my first month working with Platform. Actually, I've only been with them for about 3 weeks, but it's been an incredible 3 weeks. They've produced 160 contacts for me, or leads for me, that have turned into 60 conversations, and of those 60 conversations, I have about $1.5 million in potential contracts right now, just sitting there ready to go within the next year. So the next 12 months. And when I first sat down and talked with Tim about what Platform could provide, you know, I just wanted a legitimate lead source because that's what every agent wants. And when he told me how the approach works at Platform, I was sold right away, and the proof is in the fruit that it's produced already. And I couldn't be more happy with him. I'm excited to see how the rest of this month pans out. And
Cool. So like I said, that's Rodney, Wichita, Kansas. I'm actually skip ahead towards the end here. is I want to show you another video. This is Brandon. You met him actually earlier in the webinar, and he closes over 40 deals every single year from Platform. So that's on top of his other business he's doing. That's on top of any referrals he gets or leads that are already in his sphere of influence. He's closing an extra 40 closings every year that he can directly track back to Platform. And he actually takes you into his office in this video and shows you the whiteboard where all the Platform deals are listed out. And so you can see his pipeline that he's built up, millions and millions of dollars represented in his pipeline that's coming from Platform leads.
So when I was first introduced to the whole online lead platform system, I was skeptical. Now, a year later, we're closing 40 deals in 2016. This is all due to the online marketing platform. For example, we have our buyers meet us in this building, which gives us instant credibility. So when you meet somebody on the internet, you never know if they're real or not. So when you come to a building like this, people come in here, they want to work with you, they realize you're real, and then you sign them up as a client. Come with me to the office. For example, we are closing 11 deals in June alone, totaling over $4.5 million. That is an incredible number, and about half of that came directly from the platform system. Now over here is the stuff you can't fake. This is our pipeline. This is ready buyers who've been pre-approved. They want to go searching, they want to go shopping, and they want to buy a home. 50% of these guys are all coming from our platform system, and it's proven the high-hanging fruit mentality, the system, the platform leads, it really does work, and it's real.
I mean, again, like the whiteboard doesn't lie. You know, he filmed this video so you could kind of see his office and all the deals he has in the pipeline. This is just a magnificent example of high-hanging fruit. I mean, he has it all right there. I mean, it's just cool. It's just cool. Brandon actually signed up for Platform when he was in his very first year as a realtor, and now he's making very good money because he has this pipeline. The whiteboard doesn't lie.
The platform system. Now over here is the stuff you can't fake. This is our pipeline. This is ready buyers who've been pre-approved. They want to go searching, they want to go shopping, and they want to buy a home. 50% of these guys are all coming from our platform system, and it's proven the high-hanging fruit mentality, the system, the platform leads, it really does work, and it's real.
Platformmarketmap.com. All right, I'm going to skip ahead here to the very end because I want to show you guys. One last case study of a realtor who worked with us. This is probably my all-time favorite video because it actually takes you behind the scenes into the lives of one of the realtors who worked with us and how we honestly changed their life. Her name is Debbie, like Debbie Kaler. And she was basically broke before she hired Platform. She had been a realtor for actually 25 years. And when she finally hired Platform, she was like on her last days as an agent. She was actually, business was so slow and she just didn't know how to drum up new business, but her business had slowed down so much after the last recession that she was actually applying for new jobs. Like she was gonna leave real estate entirely and just go find a new job, like find a new career. She decided to give it one last try. She gave Platform basically the last money that she had because she trusted us that we could generate leads for her, like I told her that we could. And I took that seriously because when a realtor trusts us to grow their business, I take that personally. Like I take that seriously. And Debbie's business blew up so much that, I mean, it's almost like a classic American rags to riches story. She's now doing just fantastically well. She went from being one of the lowest ranked agents in her entire MLS, like her entire area, to now she's one of the top agents in her market. She went from being broke and actually almost homeless to buying a $500,000 lake home, buying a brand new car. I mean, like, I know this sounds cliche, but it's seriously all true. Literally the very first house that we helped her sell with a Facebook ad was her own house because she was about to lose her house to the bank, so she quick sold it to generate some money. That's crazy, but it's true. Like the very first house we helped her sell with a Facebook ad was her own house because she couldn't afford to live there anymore. And now she's just killing it. You know, like I said, bought a brand new car, bought, you know, a $500,000 lake home, and she's the top agent in her market. So it's just one of my all-time favorite stories because it's such a contrast in seeing, you know, her going from just being, you know, she felt like she was hopeless, like there was nothing she could do, to now she's at the top of her market and everyone knows her in her market because of the marketing that we do for her. So this is Debbie's story. She'll take you behind the scenes in her office, and she'll even show you the brand new car and the brand new lake home that she was able to purchase after signing up for Platform after we grew her business. So again, I'll say it just one last time here as I show you Debbie's story. If you want to join the Platform family, you can get started on a trial month. Keep in mind, we have no contracts whatsoever. So you can get started on a discount trial month at platformmarketmap.com. Just find out if your market is available. Here is Debbie's story. This is like my all-time favorite Platform story.
Okay, so I love this car. I've always wanted a Jeep Rubicon, always. Never thought I'd be able to get one, especially that I could just write out a check for, actually. But I was in Platform for about 6 months when my other car actually blew up, and I just kind of thought, what am I doing? I can afford what I want. So drove onto the lot with that wreck and drove off with this Rubicon with only 6 miles on it, which was a fantastic day.
So I want you to meet Debbie Kaler. The Platform strategy literally rescued her career. After the housing market crashed, she was struggling to make a living. Now she's driving a brand new car, bought a new lake home, and business is better than ever. Her story is just incredible. So I'll let her share the details. This is the power of the Platform strategy.
Hi, I'm Debbie Kaler. I'm a realtor in a very small town in west central Minnesota. Population just a little over 2,000. So it's a tough market. We have a lot of agents around here. In fact, I would say we are saturated because everybody for some reason thinks that real estate is the fast, easy money, easiest thing you can get into. So I got into real estate in 1990 and always did pretty well, probably in the top 10, 15, and then the market crashed. And being a single person, that was tough. I ended up losing my house, my car, pawned all my jewelry. I literally had nothing left other than the clothes on my back.
So, as I said, Debbie's story is one of the coolest Platform stories I've ever heard. After 20 years in the business, things were so slow, she was about to quit real estate entirely and find a new career. She was applying for jobs around the country, just trying to find something to pay the bills. And then she discovered Platform.
So thinking this is it, I have to get out of real estate permanently, even though I loved it. They found out my story and they said, you know, we have this young guy that does marketing for us, you should give him a try. So I was desperate and I decided, all right, I'm going to meet him. Turns out his name is Tim Schiermack. And he came over and talked to me and started telling me about Platform, and I thought this is entirely too good to be true. There's no way anything is that good that's going to take me from about being homeless, literally homeless, to actually being able to stay in this business and make it. But humor me, I'll listen to him. So I meet him. He gave me the good sales pitch. Out of frustration, I hired him. And only because that day in the mail, the very last check had come from my retirement account. Very last check. And I knew it wasn't going to carry me through anyway, so what's the big deal? I might as well gamble. I threw it at him and said, all right, big talker, you think you can do this? Do it. I bet it was 3 weeks later, leads started to come in like crazy, and they started rolling, and I'm not kidding. And pretty soon I didn't have time for that other job I took. I was back into real estate, and here we are 2.5 years later. And I went from number 47 in my association up to number 2.
So Debbie went from having no money, literally losing her home, to being the number 2 agent in her entire association. I love this story. It's such an authentic example of the power of platform. The entire community noticed how quickly Debbie built her brand. Remember, building your business is as simple as building a list of people who trust you. Not just a database, but a list of people who trust you.
So one of the fun things with platform was I had so many friends say, when the market crashed, we thought you were done. That was it. We thought your business was going under, that you were done, no more Debbie. And it's like you came back with a vengeance. All of a sudden we see videos all over the place and your signs are going up all over the place. And now you're really showing other people how it's done. I actually had a couple of my competing agencies come and try to recruit me with their company. To which it's like, no, I turned them down. I mean, they're like, don't you want to work for, and then they'd say their name because they're bigger names in the area. I don't have a big name. Lakes Area Realty, Debbie Kaler Real Estate. I don't have the big banners, the big balloons, anything like that. And it's like, you know what? I don't need you. I'm doing fine on my own. They didn't like that very well, but I've pretty much buried most of them, which is a great feeling. And it's all because of platform. I went from, bottom of the barrel, thinking that I was going under, to a place I never thought I would be. And it's because of the marketing. And that happened rather quickly. Actually, I would say within 3 months, people started to make comments about, wow, you came back strong. And by 6 months, it was, wow.
Amazing. So let's take a behind the scenes look at Debbie's office and get a feel for what her daily routine looks like when the leads are flowing in.
So I just want to give you a behind the scenes look at what platform has done for me. Just in this last week, I've gotten 3 pages of leads. The ones that are crossed off are the ones that I've actually come in contact with, I've had phone conversations with, or even met them for coffee. I've got 2 listing appointments out of it so far, and for sure 1 buyer, probably 2, maybe even 3. So it's been great that way. It keeps me busy. It keeps me in contact with people. But I really want to show you personally what it's done for me.
And so this is cool. This is where she shows you her brand new car.
So
and her lake
my
house.
dream car was always a Jeep Rubicon. And after working with Platform for, I don't know, about 6 months, I was finally able to get one. Brand new, right off the lot. And it only had 6 miles on it. So it was glorious. Working with Platform and really working the program. If you work it, it works. So if you've been in it and say that it doesn't work, it's only because you're not doing anything with it. I have proof, because what I'm going to show you is the property I was able to buy, and it may not be huge, but it is on a premier lake. It's on Green Lake, which used to be the 2nd purest lake in the world. It's completely renovated. I can't wait to show it to you. So, we're going to go there right now and take a look.
I'm reminded of that classic quote from Zig Ziglar. You can have whatever you want in life if you'll just help other people get what they want. This is the very essence of the platform strategy. Just serve people. Before you ever ask for anything, provide value. Be the most helpful real estate agent in your market. As you'll see, it worked for Debbie, and it can work for you too.
I paid plenty for it just because it is where it is. But it is a Frank Lloyd Wright house, which does mean something, so I wanted to keep his design. And that's another reason I renovated what was there instead of tearing it down. It is a $500,000 house in a community where everything, the average price is $150,000. So it's an accomplishment. I never thought I would be able to do that. So we're almost at my humble cottage. So not only was I able to buy this new car.
So here's where Debbie actually shows you her $500,000 lake home. You'll see the lake view out the back is just epic. Keep in mind that, before this, she was at the point where she was about to lose her house because she couldn't afford to live there. And Platform grew her business so much that she was in a financial position to buy a new car and buy, you know, a $500,000 lake home. So I'm just super happy for her. Check out all the renovations she did to the house. And, you know, if you're interested in joining the platform family, again, if you're on the webinar, if you're still with us here, you can see if your market is available at platformmarketmap.com. That's the first step. You don't need to call us or email us or even schedule a, you know, sales call or a demo or anything like that. All you have to do is actually go to platformmarketmap.com and first just see if your market is available or if we already have a client in your area. So check this out. There's about a minute left here, and then we'll wrap up.
But Platform also allowed me to buy my new lake home. So this is the lake home that I bought, and I was able to renovate the whole thing. What we're standing in was actually just a screen porch. Going into the kitchen, I was able to put in all new countertops, new flooring, all new appliances, took out some walls, added some windows, opened up the living room. This was a couple tiny rooms before. But what I love about this place is this epic view of Green Lake. And thanks to Platform, I get to enjoy it every day.
Again, platformmarketmap.com. I want to thank you for joining us on the webinar today. Hopefully this re-energized you, gave you kind of a boost of hope about your business. It is possible to double your business. You don't have to do the same amount of closings every year. You don't have to make the same amount of money every year. If you want to finally take that leap and, you know, break through the plateau of wherever your business is at, maybe you're stuck at 20 transactions a year, maybe you're stuck at 30, maybe you've grown and you're stuck at 50 and you want to get to 75, right? Platform can take you to the next level. I'm so confident that as the CEO, we have a policy that we don't have any contracts. I'm so confident that Platform will grow your business that we don't lock you into any contract because we know that the results speak for themselves. So we have no contracts, and if you're on this webinar, you can actually get started with a trial month. Like I said, even if you go to our website, you're not going to see anything about a discount or a trial month or anything like that. So just because you're on this webinar, we'll extend to you a trial month where you can check us out, and there's no contracts. So just the first step, just to find out if your market's available. You know, you don't have to schedule a demo with us. You don't have to schedule a sales call or anything like that. Just go to platformmarketmap.com and just see if your market is available. So www.platformmarketmap.com. Thanks, guys. I'll have Mitch shoot you a couple emails later today on just some of the strategies we talked about, like what Platform does for you. I'll have him send you an email on some of the specifics of more of the ads that we run. And, you know, of course, just get in touch with Mitch if you want any more information, and we'd be happy to send you more information. Or if you want to speak with any of our clients, we'd seriously be more than happy to connect you with any of our clients, and you can talk to them about what their experience with Platform has been, because they're usually our best salespeople. Our clients are really, really happy, and they're willing to tell people about it. So again, thank you for joining us. I know that, you know, investing your time is a very big investment, because that's one thing you just don't have enough of as a realtor. So thank you for investing your time. And to find out if your market is available to join the Platform family, just check out platformmarketmap.com.